Okay, I'm recording.
I'm recording as well. Oh my God.
Dang it, that was funny. Did we just do that again and pretend that it's organic?
Where do you want to start?
I don't know.
Do you ever think of moments where you're like, oh, I remember every word of that conversation? I was thinking about
Give me an example.
my last breakup, and I swear to God, I remember every second of what happened. Like, I remember every single word that was said. It burned on my brain. I can't get rid of it. So what do you want to say? I probably have it burned on my brain. And the others.
What do I want to say?
I mean, about like, what did we say before? We can recreate it.
Okay, we're gonna recreate it. So Lena was talking about. She was talking about how she was going through old Instagram posts, and she realized, oopsie daisies, a Valentine's post she had done was captioned with her favorite quote from her favorite book. And so now that quote and that book are forever a little bit tainted by that. And we were talking about media being tainted. Now you're all caught up. Now we're going to pretend that we're having this conversation for the first time, which
Welcome to this first time convo.
Welcome to the conversation. Welcome to the first time convo.
We have never said this before. First time.
A few years ago, it was like when I was in the midst of my breakup and was still very much like, ooh, media burns me still. I'm like, I can't listen to this song and this movie hurts me. And I had an epiphany that was very comforting, which is, I know that he will never be able to see or hear about the TV show Glee again without thinking about me, bitch. That's forever ruined for him.
Forever.
And that's how the Gleeks win.
You'll never get away from the sound of a woman that loves you. I bet you think about me. Those two songs encapsulate that feeling.
I was going to say, that's not Silver Springs. What's that one?
Swift. It's Taylor Swift, I Bet You Think About Me.
Oh, I don't know. What album is that?
That's on Red Taylor's version. It's a From the Vault song. So it's okay that you don't know it, but it's a very good song. And it's about like there are things that you're going to encounter in this life. And I know you're going to think about me when you encounter them. Like that's exactly what that song is.
They're going to be in like Joanne's fabric in December. And they're going to hear freaking the Glee cover of Baby It's Cold Outside. Or
even worse, the Darren Criss and Rachel Berry song.
Yeah, they're going to hear Extraordinary Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Glee original. And it's over.
It's done.
Over.
Seriously.
We've talked about sometimes how like we love Glee. We love this podcast. Yeah. Obviously, we wouldn't be doing this podcast if we didn't like it and we didn't like Glee. But occasionally, like people that know us in real life and have known us for years will just condense us down to be like, and you're the person who likes Glee. And it's like, you have literally known me for 10 years.
No, seriously.
And that's like all you think of me now?
My cousins will try and do it to me every once in a while. And I'm like, we're literally family. Like, it's my dad's funeral. Like, I don't want to talk about Glee.
Seriously, they'll come be like, did you hear Leah Michelle is pregnant?
Oh my God,
there are frankly bigger fish to fry in life right now than that.
They're like, did you hear she's going to be on Broadway? And I'm like, of course I did. Of course I did. Who the fuck do you think I am?
But as far as haunting an ex, being intrinsically linked with a massive piece of media is...
It's pretty slay.
It's
trade-off. Pretty slay. What are other things that like are things about you that you've pissed all over? Like for me, it's Taylor Swift and also books and also Glee. I think those are the three things that like you're not gonna be able to see a woman reading a romance novel on the train without thinking about me, you know?
Because my other stuff is like stuff that the people I've dated also share.
Yeah.
That I'm not like, you're never going to have an appreciation for musical theater again and not think about me. Like, no, they won't, because everyone they know has an appreciation for musical theater and they have for their entire lives. So I think it might just be Glee for me. It's a real short list. Boom, boom, boom.
Welcome to Recovering Gleek, a podcast for all of your complicated feelings about the TV show Glee.
Hello, everyone. What are we calling this series? We're calling these
Gleewinds. Gleewinds.
But should we do like a fun name for every theme?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Is this?
What could be the name?
I want to dance with somebody.
Sure.
Even though there's fully an episode of Glee called that, and it's
called
not
that.
on
Yeah,
this
maybe
list.
not. We could call it like what's your favorite song from these episodes? I'll go first. It's I don't want to teach. I can't.
I know.
I'm not going to teach her. And I've pissed all over that song.
That's true.
I bet you think about me when you hear that song.
I do. I mean, but I feel like that's not only like maybe the best one, but it's also the most iconic one.
Yeah.
Because like I love Scrubs and I love Locked Out of Heaven, but those aren't nearly as iconic as Not Gonna Teach Your Boyfriend to Dance With You.
We could call it that. We could call it I'm Not Gonna Teach Your Podcast How to All the School Dances With You.
I'm not gonna teach your podcast how to school dance with you.
I'm not gonna teach your school dance how to podcast with you.
I'm not gonna podcast your school dance how to talk about Glee with you.
Wait, I'm literally gonna cry. That's dumb. I like it. Could you imagine?
I'm not gonna
like a podcast, like someone just scrolling through podcasts, and that literally, I think if I read that, I'd be like, do I speak English?
Do I need to call a doctor? Do
like
I
something
smell
happening
toast?
to my
What
eyes?
is happening here? I'm not gonna podcast your school dance how to talk about Glee with you. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's
name.
actually
That's the name. Don't wear it out. Welcome to our second Gleewind on all the school dance episodes of Glee.
I need a second. Oh my god. That was seriously the funniest thing I've heard. That's so stupid. I love that. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be ill.
I'm literally
okay,
sobbing.
So Gleewinds as a concept, I guess we'll introduce it again because we're still fresh. Maybe someone's just tuning in. So for this phase of our beautiful, ugly podcast, Recovering Gleek, we are taking groupings of episodes that fall under a similar theme, and we're talking about them as a whole. We're comparing and contrasting them. We're ranking which one's our favorite, which one's our least favorite, etc., etc. And these themes are being decided by our patrons, by our best friends of the podcast over at patreon.com/recoveringgleek. Last time on Gleewind, we talked about coming out episodes. And this time, we're not going to podcast your school dance how to talk about Glee with you. We're talking about the school dance episode.
I literally don't think I could even say it for many reasons.
It's a tongue twister.
No, seriously. No, it's like a brain teaser. Like, I can't wrap my head around what you just said. How to talk about Glee with you.
It's like a Mad Lib, for real. It's like, I'm not gonna verb your proper noun, how to verb with you.
I really love that.
Thank you. For these episodes, we are talking about Season 2's Prom Queen, Season 3's Promasaurus, Season 4, Breaking the Prom Mold, Sadie Hawkins, and Season 5, Back to Basics, Tina in the Sky with Diamonds.
What a fun group of episodes.
Truly. I am your co-host, Ian Allred, and I went to, how many school dances did I go to? I went to 3. I went to 2 proms and a homecoming. And I am Gleek.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I went to probably 10 times that. Clearfield High. When I went there, we had like 6 dances a year. It was at least one a month. And I was going to all of them. I didn't get asked to sophomore and junior homecoming, so I didn't go to those two, but the rest of them I went to. So I went to 3 of Clearfield's proms, and then I went to a neighboring school's prom.
Oh,
so I went
heck
to 4
yeah.
proms. Oh yeah. I was I fancied myself hot shit because I got asked to another school's prom. Oh.
And I fancy you hot shit for getting asked to another school's prom.
And thanks. And I told everyone. And I was also kind of dating someone at the time too. And we had kind of an understanding that I was like seeing other people. That was like the most drama of my life is, you know, that I was kind of dating a bunch of people. Anyway, whatever. But I went to another school's prom. And then I went to all the Sadie Hawkinses I could go to. We had a dance called Preference. That was our Valentine's dance. And that was a girl's choice dance as well. I was like so into school dances. And to this day, I like don't have very many fond memories of high school. I was like very emotionally dysregulated, very weird, felt bad about my body and self, but I loved a school dance, and I do remember them so fondly.
But she loved to get down.
Oh, and to this day, I'm like, my favorite kind of party is like someone's wedding, because I feel like it has similar like prom vibes. But now as an adult, I take shots there, and I did not take shots at my school dances.
Let me tell you, talking about the best kind of party is like a school dance vibe. There was not 1 week ago on the Discovery Princess, a crew party, aka a party for the crew.
A party for the crew.
A party for the crew. And in the kind of like dance club / lounge on the ship, just like at 11 p.m. until 2 a.m, they just like had a DJ and drinks and whatever. And when I tell you, it was just me and one of the personal trainers on that dance floor for a full hour. Just the two of us. But I was like, I came here to like dance and have a good time.
Yes.
I don't care if all of you are boring. I'm going to have fun.
I'm going to dance.
Literally go to hell. I'm having a blast.
That's my favorite thing about you showing up to a party is because I also feel like that. I love to dance. I think I'm maybe a little more shy than you. So when you show up to a party, you and me literally either take up the kitchen and we put on a Just Dance video in the middle of
Oh No by Marina and the Diamonds, the Just Dance choreography.
It's one of the best. Or my other favorite, and I throw this on anytime someone recommends Just Dance, which is frequently in my life. Promiscuous
Girl, Nelly Furtado.
Hello, it's the best.
Yeah.
Or when people will fully be like doing near keg stands. They didn't do keg stands in Utah. Kegs don't exist in Utah, but you and me are. One of my favorite memories of you and me is someone took a video of you and me like jumping up and down dancing, and in the background like 2 people are really trying to have like a really serious conversation and we're like I know that's just our vibe at parties is I want to throw it down, I want to dance.
You better believe Jump in the Line by Harry Belafonte came out of the crew party, and yours truly was doing the Just Dance choreography.
Good. I love Just Dance. Anytime I can do a Just Dance, I'm going to do a Just Dance choreography. I remember one of the first times you and me like realized that, we're going to be best friends is we were getting ready to go somewhere. Maybe it was rehearsal. I don't know. But you were like, I love Just Dance. And I went, I love Just Dance too. And we looked at each other like we had never found anyone who loved Just Dance before. Like we didn't grow up in fucking 10. Anyway, and then we did the Oh No dance choreography by memory. And I was like, this is my person. I love that.
And that's when we linked. That's when we imprinted on each other.
So we imprinted on each other. Who's Jacob? Who's Renesmee?
Am I Jacob and you're Renesmee? I want it to be the opposate for comedy's sake, but I do think that's more true. I know,
that's what I'm thinking. Fuck.
Darn it!
Wow, I hate that. I hate when I'm
kidding me.
Fuck.
Never mind.
I never get to be Jacob. I'm always Renesmee.
the new Just Dance games have plot lines?
I did know that.
Have full
Every
lore
once in a while, I'll be
lines?
scrolling on Instagram Reels, and someone will be like, "Here's all the lore you need to know in Just Dance 4." And I'm like, whoa.
And I'm watching it, and I'm taking notes.
No, I'm like, whoa, this queen and her son.
I hope in the next one, her son's able to overthrow his mom and rescue
for real.
his friends.
I'm like,
he had a change of heart.
I know. Seriously, I watch all the videos. I haven't played Just Dance, not on just YouTube videos in years. I don't own a game console. But bitch, if I'm not. There also was a girl I saw who is a Just Dance streamer. Like she would do Just Dances like on her like Twitch streams. And then she got to be a coach for this last Just Dance. Like she got to be one of the dancers. And so I watched all of her videos where she was like traveling to France. It was really cool.
Isn't Harry Shum Jr. in Just Dance?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Oh,
I feel like we've done that dance.
Yeah. No, it's in like Just Dance 2 or something.
Yeah.
Harry Shum Jr. is one of the dancers.
Yeah. Well, he's the
Glee's
best.
own.
Did you know
okay,
he read a romance novel like sometime last year.
Oh, what book?
It's by Christina Lauren. It's called like Unhoneymooners. It was good. He was really hot.
Harry Shum.
Yeah,
Makes
he like
sense.
said sex words in it. It was pretty fun.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mike Chang. So you had dances like every month, but did you have church dances?
Yes, we did have church dances.
Oh,
they were
often?
way more casual. Like I would say, I'm not sure. Maybe I hate to say quarterly for
but that's literally the inverse of what my growing up was. We had school dances quarterly, like in the quarters of the school year. And then we had a church dance every third Saturday of every month.
Oh, sure. Oh my gosh.
So the church dances, I went all the time was throwing it down.
As of like, were they wards or were they stake dances?
Stake dances.
Okay, yeah. That's two.
Yeah. And that was like, frankly, the reason I didn't go to school dances is one, they were expensive.
Yeah.
And two, everyone there was so concerned about like if they looked cool. Right. And that was lame.
Yeah.
Church dances, we all knew we were losers. We're in the basketball gym of a chapel.
There's carpet on the walls.
We're all sober. We're not allowed to play any song that has the word hell in it.
The gay kids have not said that they are gay yet.
Exactly. So like we're not under any false pretenses that we're the cool kids.
Yeah.
So no one had any embarrassment. We were just like throwing it back. It was so fun.
Stake dances definitely felt a little different for me because I had heard from so many of my like church leaders that they had met their spouses at church dances. So whenever the girls, we would go there, we all kind of, I mean, at least in Utah and at least from like, you know, a feminine perspective, like it was like real, they were kind of intense for me. There's a kid here.
Yee. No, my sister Erin was famously the DJ for the stake dances for a long time. And it was a nonstop party. And it would go from like, you know, LMFAO, which this is, you know, 2012, so that's really big, into like Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical 2.
And I love
like,
that.
Everything
and shout out
was
to Erin.
on the board.
She's got good taste.
Okay.
School dances,
specifically
Glee dances.
McKinley High dances. Let's talk about it. Let's spend this whole episode just talking about our own school dances, and then be like, anyway, so which Glee one is the best? Okay. Glee school dances. Here's something I was thinking about while watching this TV show, while watching these 4 episodes of this TV show. It is really hard to do a show set in high school because every year in high school, kind of the same major events happen.
Yeah, no, totally.
And so how do you keep them fresh and interesting every year? It's like how sectionals is like do or die, so high stakes in season 1. And then it never, ever feels like that ever again.
Yeah.
No matter how many times they try to convince us it's still high stakes. It feels the exact same way. Not to give it away, but I'm sure everyone already guessed this.
Well,
these other episodes don't hold a candle to Prom Queen.
No.
And I understand.
It drops off.
Yeah.
Quickly.
And I understand that it's hard to, you can't just keep telling the same story about prom every season, but then you want to include prom because it's a big deal. But I feel like...
And how do you do a show about high school without doing, like, at least, like, like, from my perspective, like a high school coming of age, it's like Will calls it like a rite of passage. Like, it definitely feels that way. Like, I didn't do any sort of like debutante type thing, no sort of like, coming of age like party or stuff like that. Like, it was prom for me that was like I'm a woman now,
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I don't super know how you keep it fresh and how you make every year just as exciting as the past year. I don't know.
I know. And like, it's so funny. Like, even Prom Queen to Promasaurus, it's like, how do we make this fun and interesting? It's like, I don't know, put dinosaurs in it. And it's like, who said that? Who mentioned that? Like, who wanted Kesha's dinosaur to be in there so bad that like they did just a weird theme to mix it up? Like, I don't know. And also, like, even the Kurt and Tina and even the Rachel thing where it's like, they kind of do the same thing over and over. It's like, where it's like the Prom Queen thing is like either fake or like a prank or to like, like they keep doing, I think it's like a little different every time. It's not something that bothers me too much, but it's like, can't like just Quinn be Prom Queen? Like, what's going on? Like, why are we so, like, why is the drama here? Who's getting Prom Queen every time?
And I think that's what my issue is I don't know, all of my school dances kind of felt like they had different stakes.
God,
one dance.
Real.
One dance, it could be who's gonna win Prom Queen. That's really intense. The other dance, which they do this with Sadie Hawkins, which I respect. The other dance is like, I'm at this dance with person A, but I would rather be at this dance with person B. And like, that's really intense. And I have to say, I know that you don't like Promasaurus, and I know that EP Tiff didn't like Promasaurus, and I'm the only Promasaurus defender in this group. But is it Prom Queen? No. But I actually think Promasaurus does a really good job at making prom fresh again. I think it's very smart to tackle an anti-prom because that is a very prevalent, that's a very prevalent part of prom culture in the United States high school education system. And it was not mentioned in Prom Queens. Like, what's a way that we can keep this plot line fresh for a new year? We have an anti-prom going on. I don't think how they do the anti-prom is like particularly riveting personally.
No.
But the
That's
concept
like my least
of
favorite
it,
part of the episode, unfortunately. Like, it's just very boring to me.
Yeah, it's just very boring. But the concept of it, I do appreciate.
I appreciate as well. I knew people in school, like even my sister, like I was so into school dances and my sister like couldn't be bothered. Like she, like the whole idea to her was like just not something she wanted to do. So she would always like go hang out with her friends and do something else, like her own sort of anti-prom. Like that's a totally real like part of prom culture is the opposite end of these kids don't want to go to prom. They don't feel like they're safe or cool at prom. So they're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And then I think that Sadie Hawkins, although frankly, I'm not head over heels for Sadie Hawkins as an episode. I do appreciate that Sadie Hawkins tackles a new thing that we haven't talked about in the past, which is Sadie Hawkins tackles two love triangles. One of them is very innocent and compelling, and one of them is foul and disgusting and should be sent to jail. We have the Blam Tina triangle, which is very cute, which is Tina has a crush on Blaine who couldn't possibly like her back. Blaine has a crush on Sam who couldn't possibly like him back. And they all are aware of the fact, but then they all are also young and innocent, and a part of them still hopes beyond reason that maybe something could happen. And that's all very cute and adorable. And then in the same episode, it's like, Jake likes Marley, but he does want to have sex. And Kitty likes Jake, and she will have sex with him. And Puck is a sexual predator, so he's going to go with Kitty. And that plot line blows.
Oh, I'm like, there's so much. I just hated that so much. Like, it's A, the plotline sucks. B, every time that Kitty and Puck interact, I'm like, actually, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. Like, this TV show
horrific.
On fire. Horrific.
Yeah. And like, I don't know.
I can also hear Ryan Murphy in my head being like, these two the most like, what's a word for like not PC? Like they're very. Like they're like cutting edge,
like irreverent. They're like pushing the envelope.
Totally. Where it's like the
unfiltered.
Most irreverent people. Yes, like get together and say some stupid bullshit, and also have sex in their car. And also, she's 15.
It's genuinely disgusting, and
it's disgusting.
This is a big issue with season 4 in general. Is they were like, we have to keep everyone on the payroll.
Oh my
we
God.
Can't cut any characters. And you can tell that they have no idea what they're doing with these characters. So they had no idea what they were doing with Puck. They couldn't figure out what to do with Puck. But that does not excuse putting him with a sophomore in high school. It's really gross, and especially because you can tell that the writers are trying to make it endearing. They have that moment where Kitty actually like sees the genius in Puck's writing, and they like share a little joke and laugh.
She loves his screenplay.
And then he like says that they need to go to Sonic Burger before it closes because he gets really hungry after sex. And then she giggles and rolls her eyes and grabs his hand. She's 15.
It seriously. I love
it's really
show,
bad,
but it really pisses me the fuck off.
And it's rough because when I think about Sadie Hawkins as an episode, I'm like, I don't like it. And when I finished watching it, I was like, I didn't enjoy that. And then I think back to stuff about Sadie Hawkins.
I know.
And I wonder, why didn't I like it? Because I really like the Blam Tina plot. I think it's really compelling. Yes. I think it's really sweet and really sad. I think the songs in Sadie Hawkins are
and word
amazing.
To your mother. No,
banger, banger.
Bangers upon bangers upon bangers.
I like that the dance has a clear theme. I think that's fun.
Oh my God. The snowballs, like the hostess snowballs. And also there's like fake snow falling all the time on everyone. It is precious.
And it feels very high school dance. Like the boys getting up and doing
cute as well.
The boys doing no scrubs, and they're all doing like silly, goofy dance moves, but also dance moves that are a little bit like, but aren't we kind of hot? Which is exactly what high school boys are like in that situation. Like it just feels so accurate to a high school dance.
I know.
And
I think of that episode fondly. Yes.
And then when I watch it, I just get a sick taste in my mouth. And it's because I blocked out all the Puck and Kitty stuff.
And not to mention, I mean, a huge problem I have with season 4 is like the balance of New York to McKinley stuff. And we shouldn't even get into that. But it just makes that episode. No, and good. There was like a point where I was like, why the fuck am I watching this? I hate Friday.
Seriously, I sincerely could not care less about the New York stuff.
Oh,
I was like, get Adam off the screen. I don't care.
All the food in the trash can. I'm like, do you know how little I care? So little. And it's also, this episode is so funny too, because it's like kind of in the middle of so many plot lines. So like trying to orient myself into these episodes is so funny. And that one is like one of the toughest to do that with, because it is so like kind of the crux of a few different plot lines. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like this just happened. This just happened. This just happened. Wow. Jake is really obsessed with having sex with Marley for some reason. Ah, Jesus. Yeah. The other ones are more standalone for sure, I think.
Yeah. Well, Prom Queen and Promasaurus, everyone knows where they were during seasons 1 through 3. You know, you can hop into any episode and be like, I know.
Oh my God. And that's so true. And that's so
true. And then Teen in the Sky with Diamonds because it is essentially the season
Beatles,
opener.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easier to orient yourself because
yes.
Yeah, they're catching the audience back up with what's going on because we just came off of hiatus. This one is like middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's also a jukebox episode. It kind of has to be something that like the average viewer can be like, oh, they're doing the Beatles. I'm going to sit down to watch the Beatles because I like the Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk? Oh my God. Where do we even, I know we've literally begun, but where do we even begin?
I have something. If you don't have a specific beginning, I do have a thought.
Go right ahead.
Just piggybacking off of talking about the New York stuff and like fast forwarding through the New York stuff. Here's where I think the big fall off in the Glee death episodes come from.
I cannot lie.
Is them stealing that song from that dude who wrote it. But actually, it is Prom Queen and Promasaurus to a lesser degree. But Prom Queen works so well because it is something that literally in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter at all.
At all.
Like, who cares if you were your junior prom queen? And yet, when you are that age,
who my prom queens were at all.
I remember who it was my junior year. I don't remember who it was my senior year.
Yeah.
Was it Katie? I think it was Katie. Maybe I do remember my senior year.
Shout out to Katie.
Hey, Katie. But when you're that age, like it's the be all and end all of everything.
Yeah.
And I talk about it literally all the time. That is when Glee works the best, in my opinion. It is like the show when you are a teenager, life is so big and your feelings are so big and your experiences are so big. And musical theater is just inherently big and grandiose. So telling the average teenage experience through musical theater is genius. And it is like, here are these small concepts that feel so big and we are giving them the emotional gravitas that you experience at that time. Like Prom Queen is a multi-episode arc. They start campaigning fully 2 episodes prior in Born This Way. It is a huge deal.
Huge deal.
By the time we get to Tina in the Sky with Diamonds, prom is an afterthought. It is literally that prom starts, I think, like 30 minutes into the episode.
I was like, why am I here?
Yeah. And kind of the A plot of that episode is, will Rachel book the lead in a high profile Broadway revival 1 year out of high school? And like I no longer...
Yeah.
I can't relate to that anymore.
No.
Exactly. So I just watched that episode and I feel so disconnected from the characters and I don't care because 1% of the population, less than that, is ever going to be in the situation that Rachel is in. Whereas the majority of Americans have experienced, not like the specifics of Prom Queen, but like at least a part of Prom Queen they have experienced.
Oh my God, totally. Like something... Like watching, especially in probably my favorite part of any of these episodes is after Kurt is revealed as queen and the 3 of them, like the 3 different groups all have their kind of freakouts where it's Santana freaking out because she is nervous that because she has been doing all of this like campaigning to be like a straight person, they're going to find her out. They're going to sniff her out. They're going to see that she is queer. I can relate to that. And then Quinn being like, I literally can't, I'm never going to amount to anything. This was the track I was supposed to be on. And also
I'm going to transfer schools.
Transfer schools. Because she, like, do you know how many times I had thought about, like, because I didn't get the specific part in the musical I wanted, that I was like going to go to the next, I'm going to the other school. I never did. But genuinely, like, my life in high school was XYZ, and when that didn't happen, I was like, I'm gonna be homeschooled now. Like, that is so relatable. Like, and then also Kurt, in this awful prank, being crowned as prom queen, realizing that maybe he felt safe, but like that shit never went away. Like that moment when you realize that, like, I feel like this happens to me all the time where like you're in a space with people and they do something and you're like, oh shit, I'm not as safe here as I thought I was. Like that is devastating. And also like, I don't know, like that moment just across that obviously that moment with Kurt is like definitely high stakes because his safety is in jeopardy. But like Quinn threatening to transfer schools because she didn't win prom queen and then slapping her friend in the fucking face in the bathroom, that's gold.
And that's what's genius is, obviously in the grand scheme of things, Kurt's is the most high stakes. Like he's probably not safe at that school, but they give space and gravitas to each of their feelings.
To each one. Absolutely.
And then they all have the moment at the end where Brittany says to Santana, like, you need to go in there and support Kurt. It's going to be worse for him than it is for you.
Worse for him.
And Quinn apologizes to Rachel, and Rachel kind of talks up Quinn, and then they both walk back in. And at the end of the episode, it is recognized like Kurt is really the one that needs help here. We're all going to be here and support him. But everyone's story is given equal, like, frankly, for Quinn, this is incredibly traumatizing. So, like, she's having a big meltdown. I just love when Glee does that. I'm so interested. And that's also something that's so fascinating about Prom Queen is, besides the Kon Chang Changs, who are just kind of at prom, every other Glee Clubber has something to get from prom. They all, Quinn wants to be prom queen. Santana wants to be prom queen so that she can prove that she is accepted and so that she can get Brittany back. Mercedes wants to have a night where she feels beautiful and loved. Sam wants to have a night where like he can be a normal teenager and can get away from his, family situation. Yeah. Rachel is having this drama with her ex-boyfriend. Finn is in this weird manipulative relationship with Quinn. Puck wants to get his badass reputation back. Artie wants to get Brittany back, so he's going along with Puck so he can impress Brittany. Every single person, except the Kon Chang Changs, has something that they are looking for from this prom, and we are given every single person's perspective. And then you get to like Tina in the sky, and it's Tina wants to be prom queen, and no one else really has an opinion about this dance. They're just kind of there.
Yeah.
Like Kitty wants to help Tina be prom queen. End of list.
I like this group of episodes, and there's so much fun, in these episodes. Like, even in Teen in the Sky with Diamonds, like, the Carrie stuff.
That scene rocks. I laugh when that thing hits Stoner Brett's head. I laugh every time.
And, like, the Glee Club, like, cleaning her up and then taking her back in, like, genuinely makes me emotional every time I see it. So, like, there's lots of fun in all of these episodes, but none of them hold a candle to Prom Queen at all. They really knocked it out of the park. It's one of my favorite episodes, I think.
I was about to say, it's one of the best episodes of this entire show. I genuinely think if I wanted to introduce someone to Glee blind and I was trying to appeal to their like comedic sensibility, I think I'd probably show them duets. But if I wanted to show this is a show that has very, compelling drama, I think Prom Queen would be the episode that I would show them.
And it also, I can't believe, we kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but my favorite song of all Glee songs is I'm Not Gonna Teach Your Boyfriend How to Dance With You for so many reasons. But like, A, Darren Criss, you're nuts. You're literally nuts. B, the drama of this song. Like, Finn and my angel, Jesse, getting in a tussle. And none of YB, your business. I eat that shit up so hard. It's just such high drama. Like, there is nothing wrong with them kissing at prom. But, like, these two getting in a fight over it, the stakes are so high for, like, literally no reason. It is one of my favorite moments of this entire show.
Do you remember that fanfic I read for the Patreon episode?
Which one?
About
oh God.
Jesse and Finn after they get
like,
expelled from the dance.
Yes.
And then Jesse impregnates Finn.
M-preg. Oh, boy, howdy do I. I love
that is that. I can't watch that scene without being like, oh my gosh, he's about to get pregnant after this. He's about to conceive a child.
It's kind of sweet.
There
was a moment too where I realized I've been like reading too much like romance, all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, I literally can't even say this. It'll make
you have to now.
The kids hate me. But there was this moment, and I know that there is a subset of people who feel so strongly about this in either direction. But honestly, the Kurt and Karofsky stuff.
You're like, oh, that's kind of cute.
It was. Where, the part where Karofsky is like, he just says he's sorry and he gets really emotional. Mm-hmm. And then he like kind of gets intense. He's like, wait for me here. I just was like, oh, that was kind of sweet. I kind of loved that. I know. I
will never be Team Karofsky. However,
and you know what? I'm not saying I'm Team Karofsky. I'm just saying I thought that was kind of sweet.
I'm saying Team Kurtofsky.
Kurtofsky. Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I just like want to say everything at once about all of these plot lines. Really quick. I know, I feel like
I can't keep my thoughts and I'm like word vomiting.
I'm going to go down a bullet point list of things that I thought of during that. 1, not going to teach your girlfriend how to dance with you. Not going to teach your boyfriend, pardon me, how to dance with you. Not going to podcast your school dance, how to talk about Glee with you.
How to talk about Glee with you.
That number is so incredibly perfect because just stand alone, it's a phenomenal cover of the song. Phenomenal. It's really exciting. The stakes of that number are insane, and the direction of that number, shout out to the Fonz, Alfonso Gomez-Rejon, the best director the show ever had.
Ever.
Specifically.
You Gleeks need to pray at his feet, and I'm serious.
For real. The cutting of Finn walks over to Jesse and Rachel, pulls them apart. You hear, 1! Hey, keep it PG. It's none of YB, your business. 2, you made it my business when you came to my school. 3, and then Jesse says something I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, shove. And they like shove right when the beat drops. It's so, and
then cuts to like Artie getting his teeth pulled.
It cuts to Artie getting his teeth pulled. Becky runs in. Coach, we have a cold blue. Like, it's amazing. And the cutting of from the fight to Brittany's face as she's screaming 1, then back to the fight, then Tina's face as she's screaming 2, and then back to the fight. It is so dramatic.
And that's why I'll literally never stop being a Gleek. Why I can watch Sadie Hawkins. Is that Sadie Hawkins? Yeah. Sadie Hawkins and watch dumbass Puck and dumbass Kitty, I like them individually, whatever, like go off and make me gag, and I still will come back and say I'm a Gleek because shit like that is like, I think that part of Glee should get an Oscar, and I'm not fucking around. I'm taking it to the Oscars.
The Oscar, exactly, and Emmy, I don't think so. That was cinematic.
Golden Globe, higher.
The Puck and Kitty and Sadie Hawkins is such an interesting moment in both of their trajectories because it is just before Kitty becomes a compelling good character. And it is just after Puck has stopped being a compelling good character.
Oh my God, Puck, totally.
The first 3 seasons, Puck's pretty interesting. And then season 4, he goes off a cliff. First half of season 4, Kitty sucks. And then the very end of season 4, they figure out what... Season 5 and season 6, Kitty, big fan. And they get their footing with her like 3 or 4 episodes after Sadie Hawkins. So they really met in the middle and rubbed all their stink all over each other. And then she went up and he went down.
Exactly. They really...
Exactly. That's their last 5 years moment.
Oh, it's totally their last 5 years.
What the heck? That's their next 10 minutes is Sadie Hawkins.
They're finally on stage at the same time. It's about to get so much worse for one of them.
Their characters are finally the exact same amount of bad. And then she's going to get good and he's just going to keep getting worse.
Funny. Oh my God. Oh my God. Gosh, that episode. But there's so much fun in that episode, especially with the songs. Like, I think about Tell 'Em all the time. I love that song. In like, where do we want to go next? Bullet point.
Oh, we can talk about the songs of Sadie Hawkins because they're a banger. But I will say, if we're talking about songs, do we go to the discussion question I sent you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, I feel like maybe we should save that for the end. I feel like discussion questions are maybe at the end.
Okay.
We'll save it for the end. But okay. Tell 'Em rocks. One of my favorite season 4 numbers. Also, is that the best Britney vocal? She says really good.
That's such a good question.
I said on Gleek of the Week, when we were on Gleek of the Week, I said that Wishin' and Hopin' was.
I'd say this is better.
But this might be better.
Yeah. I can't think of one off the top of my head that I think is... She does sound, and maybe it's just because it's fresh on the mind. One hand in my pocket. She sounds very good on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then... I'm sure there's others, but she sounds so good in this. And not to mention... Like Marley and Britney being together, they've never spoken. That is so funny that Britney introduces herself to this girl, and then they like sing and dance so well together. Like it's so cute. I know. Like
why didn't more happen with that? And I like Tell 'Em because it's one of the only instances in the show. It happens a few times, but it's one of the only instances in the show where it's obvious that that was a fantasy sequence. You have Marley go to ask Jake to the Sadie Hawkins in her Tell 'Em dress, and then he says yes, cut back to Marley, she's wearing normal clothes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, one of the little breadcrumbs that most of these performances are just in their mind.
Yes. That's such a... I think there's... Like, you know, and I think you and I probably too are guilty of this, like getting so into... Like, I can't believe they're wearing that. Like, where are they getting this budget? Blah, 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 blah. When, like, no, they're probably half of the time not as crazy as we think they are. Mm-hmm. But this is, like, this is a fantasy world. McKinley High is, you know, kind of in a reality beyond that. And I think moments like that are so much fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Not to mention, Locked Out of Heaven... there are like a couple of songs that like remain on playlists for me, and that song, oh my God, I eat that shit up. Amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of Locked Out of Heaven, I want to talk about Unique Atoms. Unique Atoms over the course of Sadie Hawkins and Prom gets, I think, one line of spoken dialogue, and it is
dumb. It's like it would be a shame to like ruin this look.
Yes. Or mine, but it'd be a shame to break this look. Wink. It is the most eye-rolly, stereotypical, like sassy black lady line I've ever heard.
I know, and I think, and to talk about what you said before about like the drama of going to a school dance, like what's Unique doing? Like, how is she feeling about going to a school dance? Who's she going with?
I think a trans student in 2013 going to a school dance, there's a lot of very compelling stories to tell there.
Oh my God, totally.
And we are just leapfrogging over it.
Oh my God, totally. And that's the thing too, is they don't know how to write her trans joy. Like, they don't know how to, like, give her something. Like, who's she going to the dance with? Is she going with a friend? Is she going with friends? Is she kind of trying to go with someone else? Like, what's happening there? Like, I want to know literally anything. Give me something.
So, I believe, based on context, that she goes alone to both dances. In Tina the Sky with Diamonds, her prom, which, to be fair, The only reason that Unique is even at prom is because she's singing, because they're all sophomores and sophomores don't go to prom. So like,
right.
she's just at prom with the other sophomores because they gotta sing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah.
But she seems to be, from my perspective, what's her name? The coach from Carrie. The Betty Buckley part. I don't remember her name. But she appears to be like the Betty Buckley of it all. Just in the grand scheme of Carrie. It's very framed. When Tina gets crowned, it's like an immediate cut to Unique, and she's looking very proud and maternal, and she's clapping and cheering. And then it shows her, she's like the first one to run after Tina to comfort her. I feel like she is, the Betty Buckley stand-in in Tina in the Sky with Diamonds. But that's all she really does, is just like fulfill that role in the parody.
That role, sure.
But if you're watching Unique in Sadie Hawkins, I want that story because Homegirl's having the time of her life.
Yes.
There is, when Ryder is singing Only Have Eyes for You, his best song, by the way, he's got some backup vocals.
It's lovely.
The backup vocals are, Joe and Artie sharing a microphone on the side of the stage, and then Unique Adams in her gorgeous gown draped over a grand piano.
Yeah.
Mic in hand with a spotlight on her, just doing the like, shut-up-it-up, shut-up-it-up. Obsessed. Yeah. And then there is just a split-second shot before they cut to commercial where it's just playing like some background song that's like, all night party, gonna party till dawn. And everyone's dancing on the dance floor, except Unique is on stage by herself.
Like, yes.
Getting down.
Like spinning.
I'm obsessed. She was having the night of her life, and I wish we could have seen it because she was having a blast.
And even like, Brittany plays a larger role, I would say, most certainly in Prom Queen for many reasons. But she also is like, she specifically says she's going to the dance alone on purpose because she wants to cut a rug with all of your dates. Like,
and all your dates are really my dates.
Yeah. God, I love that. But even if she said something like that, where it's like, oh, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to go have fun. Like, I want to hear that, especially like in Sadie Hawkins, where like so many girls are like specifically asking other people or like haven't asked because they're scared, like having someone radically be like, no, I'm gonna go alone, I think is awesome. Like I want to hear that.
And that's why them splitting time between New York is just rough.
Oh my God, seriously. And I just like don't give a shit about the Adam's apples.
No, seriously.
Like, just leave them alone. I don't care.
When these dance episodes have to share screen time with New York, we lose, like, in Prom Queen, there's plenty of stuff that wasn't vital to the plot, but was just nice to fill out the world and know how everyone's nights were going. And then when we start sharing screen time with New York, it is now like these three characters are who's important to the plot, so we're going to get their perspective. And everyone else, because like Unique is the most egregious one. We don't even hear a word from Unique, and she has the most compelling story to tell. But even like, we don't hear anything from Ryder. In Sadie Hawkins, we barely hear anything from Artie. He has like one line about being sad that Tina didn't ask him. We don't really get anything from Joe except that Lauren dances with him at the end. And then in Tina in the Sky with Diamonds, frankly, we get nothing from anyone but Tina and Kitty.
Anyone. Yeah.
All the characters just vanish away.
And it's like, it's barely a dance episode at that point. Like, it is a majority, like, Santana and Danny and other shit. Like, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rachel.
But I am glad to get a Tina episode. It is fun.
Yes.
I won't deny.
I
like
100%.
the Carrie parody. I'm a big fan of a Carrie. Any piece of media
anytime it happens,
where they pull a Carrie, I'm sat. I'm applauding. I'm ecstatic.
I'm ready
to go. It is
go.
the funniest thing to reference because it is so over dramatic and stupid. I always eat it up.
It also is like, every time I like think about Carrie too hard, it makes me like ill. But it also is like the craziest prank ever. Like, it's fucked up. Like, how did it become so, like, a cornerstone of our, like, American media is throwing pig's blood on somebody? That's nuts.
That's why Carrie is, like, fun to make fun of, I think. Yeah. Is because the heart of it is something that is, and this is the reason that Carrie is, like, enduring the test of time, you know? Because the heart of it is something really human and really relatable, which is this girl is so lonely and so unhappy, and because she's different, people just make her life hell. And she's just like a sweet little girl that wants to belong, and people make her life hell. And then there is this vindication at the end where she kind of gets her revenge on them, and that's really vindicating.
Yeah.
But the way that it happens, where it's like the prank is they slaughter a bunch of pigs, put her on stage, drop a bucket of blood on her, the bucket falls, kills her date. And then the fact that the revenge is surprise she has telekinetic powers and she lights everyone on fire is so crazy. That
Also, I've seen the Chloe Grace Moretz Carrie, and I've seen the original one.
Okay.
No, I have seen the original. But the thing that I remember the most is the opening sequence when they throw tampons at her. Mm-hmm. It's actually devastating. It, like, hurts my stomach.
That's Carrie the original really story. Did you know that? That's the original story. No. Stephen King, he just wrote a short story. Well, he wrote a short story about a girl who got her period and didn't know what it was because she came from an extremely religious household. And then all the other girls bullied her about it. And then he was having a really hard time getting any of his work sold and getting inspired. And his wife found that draft and was like, this is really compelling. I think you could make a whole book out of this.
Damn. Every year.
Plug it up. It's so good. I read it in like 3 days. It's really good.
I feel prepared this year. I feel prepared.
We've talked about.
I read Misery. We have.
I've never read Misery.
I've read very random.
And I've read
You
Carrie.
read it?
I read it. The book is
Isn't
long.
Isn't that book like 2,000 pages? Jesus.
It's so long. And it loses the plot a little bit towards the end.
I won't read a book that long. Like how long is it? Do you know?
It's over 1,000 pages for sure. It's over 1,000 pages. Yeah.
My favorite book is almost 900 pages, and that's it. That's my cap. I won't.
What book is that?
A Court of Silver Flames. It by Stephen King. 1,100 pages. You know what's nuts? Barbara Streisand's. Do you know how long?
Is her autobiography like 9,000 pages?
It's 1,040 pages.
Girl, edit yourself.
Barbara.
Your life can't have been that interesting.
No, for real. There are books that I've read, especially from Sarah J. Maas, who wrote the book that I'm talking about. The book that she just came out with this last year is like more than 900 pages. And by the end of it, I was like, we need to wrap this shit up. You cannot be doing this to me. Like, give me 2 books.
You know what Stephen King is good? First of all, you should read Carrie. It's very short. You know what Stephen King is good? Pet Sematary. That book.
Pet Sematary.
Crazy. Oh my word.
Interested.
It was disturbing. I loved it. Actually, hear me out. Don't read Pet Sematary.
Oh, why?
I just thought about it for 2 seconds. Maybe don't read it.
Okay. Why?
It deals a lot with death. Like a lot.
I haven't even seen the movie ever. I like a scary movie.
The movie's fine. The movie just, the movies do this dumb thing where I haven't seen the original from the 80s, frankly, but I saw the remake. And they want to make it more visually exciting. So they change the climax to be something that's really exciting to watch, ignoring the fact that the ending in the book, though less visually exciting, is actually much more disturbing and thematically satisfying.
Okay.
So the ending, like, yes, it's got some gasps because what you're watching is crazy, but it doesn't feel earned and it doesn't pay off the entire story before it. Right. And the ending to the book Pet Sematary is one of the creepiest endings to anything I've ever read. And the movie, at least like 2019 one or whenever that came out, the ending's dumb. The ending is stupid. Whatever.
The reason I haven't read more Stephen King is because I really tried to read only books by non-men. But I mean, Stephen King is a pretty cornerstone author. Everyone keeps telling me to read Brandon Sanderson, and I'm like, he's a boy. I probably won't read it. But Carrie, I would like to read a lot. And
Carrie's very good.
Yeah. And I love Carrie.
I am the sound of distant thunder, the color of flame, I'm Tina. What if she sang that in Tina in the Sky?
That would be awesome.
She gets carried.
Take a hard left turn from the Beatles.
A hard left, and she sings the Destruction from Carrie the Musical and kills Brie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How does that song go? Oh my gosh. Doesn't anybody ever get it right? Doesn't anybody think that I hear? Anyways, Glee school dances. I would like to talk more about Tina and specifically go back to something you talked about, which is for 3 straight years, McKinley High did not have an actual prom queen because every single year someone rigged the ballot to make someone win.
What's that like?
I know, crazy. Figgins really needs to crack down on that. But that being said, 2 of them are very cruel pranks, and one of them is supposed to be a kind prank, but frankly, I think is also cruel.
It's also cruel.
Whatever. That's something to talk about in a second, because first I want to discuss Tina and Kurt have very similar things happen to them, which is they both are crowned prom queen as a prank to humiliate them.
Yeah.
And I just find the treatment of both of those very interesting. Where I'm not going to complain about the Carrie parody. It's my favorite part of the episode. It's silly. Yeah. It's funny. Hooray. I love it. But it's a symptom of a larger issue with Tina, which is they never take her character seriously ever. They don't care about her. If it happened to, Kitty or Marley, a character that I feel like the writers care more about, it wouldn't be as egregious to me. But Kurt, his whole episode, kind of like the whole episode is leading up to this, and he has really good intentions, and he's fighting for injustice, and he's gonna show everyone that they can't keep him down, and then he becomes a martyr in that moment. He gets, knocked down, he gets kind of hate crimed.
Yeah.
And then he, of his own free will and volition, decides that he's going to go back in. He's going to show them they can't keep him down. He's going to give him the middle finger. He's going to accept the crown. Tina, the whole episode is like, well, Tina's actually kind of a huge bitch. And we're all kind of sick of her.
She's on a power trip,
Yeah, it's like she's becoming a huge bitch and we're all kind of sick of her. And yes, the prank does take things too far, but also as an audience, the mood is, but you can laugh at this because she's actually kind of a bitch. Also, it's like an afterthought in the episode. And then she goes and has her meltdown, and it is the Glee Club, not Tina, who's like, hey, maybe go back in there. And I'm not going to lie, I like it. I like the Glee Club coming to her rescue. I like them showing her that she has a community, that she has friends, all of that stuff. But in the same way that Kurt, the Ryan Murphy stand-in in Preggers, got to have agency over his coming out, and then Santana was outed and given no agency in the situation. It is interesting that in these episodes, Kurt, the Ryan Murphy stand-in, he gets to have agency in deciding how to handle this horrible bullying and have a hero moment of his own accord. Whereas Tina, one is kind of a bitch, so maybe it's not that bad. And 2, she needs to be rescued by someone else.
Sure. I hear that. I totally do. Especially like when Kurt goes back in and like everyone is so shocked that he stayed at all. Like, you know, like the school dance is like on hold until he makes that choice to go back in. Like it is triumphant. It's really beautiful. And I actually really like the Tina stuff. And I do think like there is something, you know, powerful about the Glee Club as a, you know, as an entity being like a force that you can't really fuck with. Like,
yeah.
Like we've got each other's backs. I think that's beautiful in another way, but it's also like Tina didn't really, you know, get to like, you know, make that choice. It kind of is like, you know, I don't know. She like just is like kind of like a bystander too in that story. Like,
yeah,
it's obviously about her, but like she's not the one like making the choice to like be brave. I don't know. I get that.
And Kurt has the whole heroic moment. He gets the entire dance with Blaine. It's like a big moment in the episode. Tina, and I agree, I like the Glee Club coming to Tina's rescue and being there for her. Even though she was like a little mean this week, they still have her back. But all she really gets is she gets to say long live prom, and then we're moving back to New York so we can see Rachel and Brody fight. No, that's Sadie Hawkins. So we can see Rachel get a part in a musical.
Not to mention, I turned off, what's the last song they do in Tina in the Sky? I
Let It Be.
Tell you.
Let It Be.
Let It Be. Like, my least favorite thing they ever do on this show is cut from the Glee Club dancing to Kurt and Rachel and Santana being boring. And I like turned it off. I was like, oh my Lord.
I think it works sometimes. I think it really works sometimes.
I can't think of one that worked for me off the top of my head.
I think Mamma Mia works.
I can't remember.
Mamma Mia, it's like Kurt, Santana, and Rachel all have the boyfriend pillows. And they're doing the kind of like ABBA, they face each other and they face the camera choreo. And then all the New Directions are dressed in full ABBA garb on the stage.
Yeah.
I don't mind the New York and New Directions jumping back and forth when they have a mirroring situation. So like when they share songs, I sometimes find it really compelling. Like New York State of Mind, I think is really exciting that they're both singing New York State of Mind. And then in Sadie Hawkins, when, oh God, who are they pep talking? And they say like, all you have to do is go up and ask him. And then we get the mirror images of Kurt going to ask Adam on a date and someone back in McKinley. Who is it going to ask some dude on a date?
Oh,
who is that? I don't know, but there is some sequence where it keeps cutting between like a pep talk in McKinley and Kurt going to ask a guy out on a date. And that's actually the New York segment of that episode that I think works the best because what's happening in New York is mirroring what's being talked about at McKinley. But yeah, I don't freaking know. It was someone.
Who cares? It was someone.
Can we talk about why Sugar Mata is too young to be bitter?
Oh my God. Like, wasn't she like 2 months ago the hottest shit?
Wasn't Artie fighting Rory to get a date with her on Valentine's Day?
Yes.
And suddenly she's like embarrassed to ask Artie to dance at the Sadie Hawkins.
Also, isn't it her entire personality that she is like untouchably hot?
Yeah, that she has like a lot of unearned confidence.
Yes. Like, even if she's not going with someone, you think she's not asking someone? Or like, even if she got rejected, she'd probably like be like, I'm too cool for you, you jealous, bye. Like, she's fun.
Come on.
There's just no way this girl would be in the Too Young to Be Bitter club.
And I feel the same way about Lauren Zisey's. I'm like, what was so amazing about Lauren Zisey's?
She was. Yes.
Yeah. Is that she is so self-assured that nothing anyone says can touch her. And that's what made her so compelling. And that's why it was so fun and also so believable that she was dating Puck And Puck was the one who was like, please, please, please don't break up with me.
He's obsessed with her. I know.
It's like one of my favorite relationships in the entire show.
I know. And then they put him with dumb Kitty.
And they put her with dumb Joe. Come on.
Oh, Lord. And his dumb scarf. Oh, my God. What a wet
and his
blanket.
Vest.
Not to mention the outfits in Prom Queen are, especially at least with the suit wearing people.
Mm-hmm.
Like Artie's in this really awesome like red suit.
Ooh, that red suit is great.
Oh, great. I was like, yes. Hell yeah. But then like other, like even like Puck is in like a white jacket and like, you know, Sam's wearing his bolo tie, like, and then Finn is wearing like a blue cummerbund. Like they've all got something like kind of interesting
and
about
Jesse's
their outfits.
Wearing a scarf, but unlike Joe, it's actually fucking cool.
It's way cool. And he's like got his like shirt is like unbuttoned and he's like kind of wearing this like slouchy like suit. Like it's effortlessly sexy. Like, and then like to watch that and then to cut to like Promasaurus, yes, but also like Sadie Hawkins where they're just like wearing like a button up and like the coolest outfit there.
Kind of liked that. I don't know about your life, but that was a Sadie Hawkins dance. It was not prom. And at least when I was in high school, you spent money on prom. Sadie Hawkins, you wore what you already owned.
Yeah.
And so I like that like little touch of realism.
I do hear that. But like they're not none of them are doing anything fun. Like I don't mean like more dress up, but like just something interesting to look at.
Well, Joe's got a vest and a scarf, babe.
You know what? I gotta open my damn eyes. Hello. It's right there.
No.
Oh my God.
I see what you're saying. The dudes especially, it's all pretty one note.
Yeah.
I take more issue. Like I said, Sadie Hawkins, I kind of like that it's just kind of come in what you have. I take issue with Tina in the Sky with Diamonds, Kitty Wild's fugly ass pink sparkly dress.
You think it's fugly? It really brought me back to 2015. I really liked it.
Oh, I do not like that dress.
I don't think it's fugly at all.
You like it?
Well, I mean, when I was going to prom, I was wearing these exact, and I swear to God, these exact outfits. I wore something just like all of these things. I'm serious.
I feel that way. Really I feel that way about Prom Queen and Promasaurus. I love like Tina's like weird feather black dress in Tina in the Sky. I think is cool. Oh my God.
Yeah. And also Tina's dress in Sadie Hawkins, like the short dress with like the long tulle over top. So it's like a long dress, but you see her short skirt underneath. I was like, that is so cute. I feel very attached as a 2015 graduate to all of the outfits in these prom episodes. They really hit me emotionally.
These were all I was in high school for these too. I don't know why the kitty outfit. I feel like I did not see any. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't like the kitty dress. I'm sorry.
I hear you. No, that's okay.
But we can have a more in-depth conversation about people's outfits now.
Yeah, let's do it.
One thing I noticed, which I think this is probably true, a lot of people just wear the same color over and over again. And I think that is true, that you kind of find like, oh, this is a color that people say I look good in, so I'm just going to keep buying in this color. But Rachel, repeat offender. Santana essentially wears the same dress twice, just one time it doesn't have ruffles. But it's the same cut. It has the same like one over the shoulder strap. Mercedes is in purple both proms. They're the three main ones because Quinn goes from blue to purple, and then Brittany. What is Brittany wearing in Prom Queen? Even blue to purple is not
that big of a jump.
She's a winter. She's a winter. She can't help it.
Like yellow and green and like the red eyeshadow. It's like the yellow with the red underneath.
Okay, because then in Promasaurus she's wearing green again.
She's wearing it's like a light blue with like the white like tux over
with
top.
The white tuxedo jacket. Yeah.
I love that outfit. I really do.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like, especially
Tina's
Rachel.
In black. Yeah.
Oh, but of course Tina's in black,
I know
though.
It's Tina.
She, the homegirl, she got to wear black.
Rachel wearing, like, blush like flesh toned pink, so she looks like naked.
Diva drama.
No, repeat offender. Her dresses are, I love her prom queen dress. Like, you know, like the tea length. And I also really love her other dress, but like, I just think that dress is so cute. Do you not like it?
Do you think you think Rachel Berry looks better in Prom Queen than Promasaurus?
Oh, well, listen. Do I think she looks drop dead gorgeous in Promasaurus? Like that dress is
She
nuts.
looks stunning in Promasaurus. It's crazy.
If she showed up to my prom, I'd be like, what the fuck is that bitch wearing? She looks
That's
amazing.
why.
Get her out of here.
That's because
like,
I was thinking when she won Prom Queen and everyone immediately starts clapping, I'd be like, no, I would smell a rat. I'd be like, she wasn't nominated and no one I know voted for her, so what's going on? But if she looked that hot, I would probably clap out of shock as well.
I know, like, whoa. No, she looks stunning. Like, her dress is, like, to wear that stunning of a dress to your school prom, it happens and it's nuts. like why are we at the Oscars? Why are we looking so beautiful? So I mean, I would personally wear her first dress more just because I think that dress is so cute. Obviously she's going to the Diva Olympics of looking absolutely positively stunning in Promasaurus, obviously.
Who else? What's Mercedes' best look?
Oh, Mercedes. I mean, I always think of like her purple, the first purple outfit she wears with like her like side pony. Like I think she looks really beautiful there.
I agree. I like that one the best.
Really like iconic. I think about that outfit all the time.
Yeah.
It's like even like kind of a pinky purple too. I think it's really beautiful on her.
Yeah, I like that one the best too. Santana disqualified. She wore the same dress twice.
It's the same
she
outfit.
Just cut the two.
Liz McGuire, you were an outfit repeater. Yeah.
Quinn Lucy Fabre.
Well, of course. I mean, I feel like my prom dress, my first prom dress, looked so much like her first prom dress. Like just in a different color. Like it is to me the quintessential my high school days prom outfit. I think she's stunning. Her little sleeves she put on, those were all the rage in Utah. We were putting that shit on every. You weren't allowed to come to a dance without those on. If you came in a tube top, you couldn't go in.
Those and those little baby sweaters.
Oh my god, a bolero! Oh hell yeah!
That yeah.
We had rules.
You had those at your school dances?
Sure. Yeah. Oh my god. We had so many rules. It was like people were getting really upset. I remember my sophomore year was the first year that they had implemented that you had to have like at least, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 fingers on both shoulders. And then they finally, my senior year, dropped the both shoulders and you could do just one shoulder, but you had to have a strap that was at least like 3 or 4 fingers wide.
That's weird.
Because I mean, and like, just think about where I grew up. Like it was.
No, I understand.
I think like from a utility standpoint, like it doesn't bother me just because like you don't want anyone to like not be able to cut a rug, but also it was like, think about where I grew up. It was like cap sleeve city. Like I knew girls who were wearing straight up like t-shirts underneath their dresses to make them more modest.
At my junior prom, a girl pregame too hard, tripped out of her limo, her boob fell out.
Hey, and that's the thing is my
and then she wasn't allowed to graduate.
Boob to fall out. Oh no!
She wasn't. The graduation ban was not because her boob fell out. Okay, it was because her boob fell out. They went to help her, and then she was obviously hammered. So then they breathalyzed her, and they were like, "Okay, so you're 17. You can't be doing this." And then they brought out breathalyzers, and they threatened to breathalyze everyone at the prom, and like half the kids went home.
See, in my mind, I learn things about my friends now. I'm almost 28. And my friends will say things like, oh, well, when I like took a shot for the first time, I was like, yeah, when we were 23, right? Like, and I learned that they like lived, I don't know, more dangerously than me. Like, I just like did, in my mind, that shit was not happening. Like, you talk about like how people were getting drunk at your school. Like, I'm sure that was happening. In my mind, it was not. When people were like, when the band kids were like fingering each other in the hallways, maybe that was happening. I like couldn't.
No,
I couldn't.
Lest
even
we forget
tell
what
you.
they were doing was licking whipped cream off of each other's breasts. Is what was happening.
That's actually nuts. I'd rather them finger each other.
It was genuinely insane.
That's nuts. See, and that shit could have been happening. I have seriously no idea. Like, I was so, like, I couldn't even, my friends will tell me things, like, things they did in high school, and I'm like, you were doing that? And I had no idea. No idea.
Yeah. I mean,
your boob fell out at prom? I was there. I didn't even know.
One of my friends after prom, like, went to an after party and then like got really drunk and then had sex with a guy, and then he started crying afterwards and called his mom. Me after prom, I went home, invited a few friends over. We watched an episode of NBC's 30 Rock, and we ordered a pizza, and we cooked hot dogs, and we wrapped the hot dogs in the pizza because that's a food they eat in 30 Rock, pizza. And we ate them while watching 30 Rock.
Hey.
I hear that. And that was my prom experience.
My prom experience is we went to Buca di Beppo, which was Soleil, at least the one I'm thinking. My junior prom. We went to Buca di Beppo.
No, I love Buca di Beppo.
We went to prom. Oh my God. We got to sit in the kitchen. So everyone had to pass us by and be like, you look so beautiful. It was awesome. And then we went back to my friend's house and we watched The Artist, and I fell asleep on a beanbag chair 30 feet away from my date.
Heck yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
That was prom for me. Anyway.
We were talking about dresses. We were talking about dresses. I agree. Quinn Fabre's prom queen dress is very high school prom. Who do you think?
Iconic.
Okay. Here's the question of the question. Who's got the best look of all four dances? Who's got the best look?
That's such a good question. I love Gay Braveheart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Gay Braveheart is good.
Gay Braveheart forever.
That's also really love maybe genuinely my favorite Kurt and Finn moment in the entire series. Is Finn being so supportive of the kilt and saying, hell yeah, dude, it's awesome. Looks like Gay Braveheart.
Looks like great. And honestly, it's like the perfect encapsulation of their relationship to me. And also the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard. I've been eagerly awaiting the time, the moment where I can call something Gay Braveheart. I've been waiting, and it hasn't happened yet, but I'll let you know when it does.
I'm excited for you.
I have big fondness for that outfit. I also really love Artie's red suit. And also, and Tina's outfit in Sadie Hawkins, I love. I think I do have to give it to Quinn's prom queen look, though.
She's stunning.
Yeah, even her little updo, like, oh my God, and her little like curls right by her face. Oh my God, Diana Agron, give me a chance.
Watching these episodes, I was like, I know this is fully fake and she's fully like 25, but are all of these people so intimidated to be going to high school with her? She's a supermodel.
Oh, she's a supermodel.
She's so gorgeous.
Every once in a while too, like Diana Agron will like post a picture on Instagram, and I'm reminded that she is the most beautiful person alive. And I'm like, good night. She is stunning. So I have to give it up to that. I also was obviously very influenced by that outfit. I love it very much.
And you wore it to your own prom.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
My honorable mentions are Rachel Berry and Promasaurus. She looks hot. That's why they all clapped. Nuts. It wasn't because she won prom queen, because no, she didn't. It's because they're like, that girl looks so
all
hot.
Her bangs to the side, doing a side part. I love when people fuck with their hair on an occasion and move their part. I love that shit.
Also, honorable mention, Tina's dress in Promasaurus, the all black that has kind of like the shawl at the top.
Yes.
Very cool. I really love that dress.
Very cool.
But my favorite, I really loved it until I noticed something with the hair, but I still am giving it the win. Brittany S. Pierce for Prom King. Brittany's Prom King look in Promasaurus. She's got a rat tail. I don't like the rat tail.
I'm the president of the rat tail hater group.
Yeah, it really, and if it was a full braid, I'm on board. But it's just a little rat tail braid. Either do an updo or do a downdo. What the heck is this tiny little braid? It's weird. I don't like it. But I love that she's, kind of messing with gender a little bit. And she's wearing a tuxedo on top and then a big old dress on the bottom. And she's got a little mini top hat. I think it's fun. I think it's weird. One of my favorite things about Brittany S. Pierce is that she literally does not care what other people think about her most of the time, and where she's dating the most self-conscious woman on the face of the planet. She's like, I'm just going to run for Prom King because who cares? That'd be fun.
Yeah, she's like, there's so many awesome moments with Brittany in these episodes. Like, even in like Prom Queen, where she's like, I haven't been asked to prom and I don't give a shit. I'm just going to dance with all your dates. And she does her little, does that. I don't know.
The little thing with her hand.
For people who are listening, I'm doing the thing with her hand. But yeah, someone made a compilation of like, this is so much to talk about, but like moments of, I literally can't even say this, but people will talk on Twitter sometimes about, this is so much about who's the top and who's the bottom in Brittany and Santana. And there was this video of, it's when Santana is crying in the hallway. And someone said, this is y'all's top. And I just love Brittany. I just really do. I really love but yeah, speaking to like, she is like just the most like self-assured, like maybe someone was trying to fuck with her by like nominating her for Prom King, but she doesn't give a shit. She like, fuck gender. Like she embraces it. Like, I just love that.
Yeah. That's my favorite look. Brittany S. Pierce, she won in my heart.
Yeah, I love that.
Now on to which prom would you most want to attend? This is not which episode is the best. This is not which episode is the most fun to watch. It's which prom do you want to be there in the room having a good time?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is a tough question for me because my favorite song of all songs, if this ever played at an event I was at, I'd probably shit myself on the spot.
Yeah. Is Not Gonna Teach Your Boyfriend. Yeah.
Of course. But I don't think that is like my favorite like prom playlist or dance playlist. I think probably the one I would most like to cut a rug at is probably Sadie Hawkins.
Girl, you have such good taste.
Thank you.
Literally no scrubs and Locked Out of Heaven.
Oh.
I'd be losing my mind.
Oh, yeah. And I think like also like comparing like the, Jar of Hearts, iconic, obviously, for many reasons. That song was everywhere.
She's singing with the Lima, Ohio Children's Symphony.
Yeah, it's iconic. But like comparing that one to like Only Have Eyes, like I'd be more excited to dance to Only Have Eyes.
Why at prom is their slow dance song a song about like you betrayed me and I hate your guts?
I promise you danced to that song at a school dance.
I'm sure I did.
But every time it happened, I was like, we should be only dancing to like
Only Have Eyes
love songs. Not even happy songs, but love songs. And like, not like breakup songs. Like this is...
Yes.
It just doesn't fit the vibe.
Yeah. Jar of Hearts, as an audience member is more fun because you have Rachel Stevie nixing it straight at Finn the whole time.
And also
she and Quinn have eye contact.
It makes me nuts. like when Quinn is like looking at her over Finn's shoulder, I was like, kiss right now. Kiss, please, kiss, please. Sincerely. God.
So, Prom Queen.
Yeah.
Rachel coaches Finn on how to ask out Quinn. Well, on what to buy Quinn. She says like, hey, this will match her eye color. Quinn's really pretty, so don't get something too big to distract from how pretty she is. She has intense eye contact with Quinn. They have the infamous bathroom scene where Rachel tells Quinn how beautiful and pretty she is, and Quinn tells Rachel how she's jealous of her and Rachel is so lucky because her life is so much easier. Next year, we have Promasaurus. They have a meeting in the hallway, and Rachel tells Quinn, one of my biggest accomplishments in school is that I found a way for you to be my friend. Do you realize how important you are to me? If they had gone to a third prom together, they would have kissed.
And my feeling is, what makes you think they didn't?
True. What do you think when Jesse was impregnating Finn? What do you think Faberry was doing? Sitting on the dance floor? I don't think so.
To have two people that I'm gonna literally throw up. To have that two people who are literally, in my eyes, so magnetically linked to each other, have a moment where tensions are so high that one slaps the other, and they don't.
You ever heard of fighting turns to kissing?
That's my literal favorite thing on the planet. You ever heard of fighting turns to kissing? There are a few things that I feel so sure of. And I know fighting turns to kissing. At least for those two.
I know it when I see it. And I saw it in that scene.
And especially them like passing each other like napkins. I'm like, they're cleaning up from something.
Their lipstick's all over the place.
Their boyfriends are empregging in there.
Their boyfriends are getting empregged out in the study hall. They're fighting turns to kissing in the bathroom. 2 tropes in one night.
Hell. Oh my God, the best night of my literal fucking life. Jesus. I love that. Fighting turns to kissing.
But as compelling as that number is, as Jar of Hearts is as an audience member, because they're about to fight turns to kiss later after that number. If I was at that dance, I'd be like, why is this song playing? I would much rather dance to Only Have Eyes for You as a slow dance.
100%. 100%.
Okay. So these dances all kind of have like specific songs. And I would love to go through and say, which of these songs is the strongest for each of these roles? So we have the Welcome to the Dance song. This is Friday and Prom Queen. This is Dinosaur and Promasaurus. This is Scrubs and Sadie Hawkins. This is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in Teen in the Sky.
Can I just say, even as a Beatles fan, if the show choir at my school did Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band for my prom, tomato, 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 what a weird thing. I just wouldn't be that excited.
Can I just say, even as a Beatles fan, if the show choir at my school dragged their lame-ass assignment of the week into the set list of my senior prom, and we're listening to songs by one artist because that's who they're studying this week in Glee Club.
Oh my God, any artist.
I'm getting the superintendent involved. Expulsion. I'm
joining forces with one Sue Sylvester. I'm bringing down the Glee Club. No, seriously.
Enough.
However,
I do think that Sgt. Pepper kind of eats. It's very fun.
Oh, and it's very fun. Especially Marley is getting down. She is in a squat the entire time, really jamming.
Well, she's got to earn her keep. Oh, she's not supposed to be a prom. She's a sophomore. She's like, please don't kick me out.
Oh, please don't kick me out.
Like, please don't kick me out. I'll throw it down. Please let me stay here.
Biggins is like, oh, she's having a good time. Let's let her stay. No, I mean, it's a good performance, but like from like we are not in the Glee Club, you and me. We're just two peeps going to prom. I just like can't imagine that like going over well with a student body that I've ever been a part of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what do I think my favorite like welcome song is? And I think it's the Sadie Hawkins one. I think I really do.
Mine is
No Scrubs.
Crazy.
Come on. What is
No
it?
Scrubs
is it Dinosaur?
is amazing. I love Dinosaur.
Oh, I like Dinosaur too.
If they whipped out a whole choreographed dance sequence,
the Cheerios
to
have
that
dinosaur
song,
heads on.
I would go crazy. That number rocks. I think. And Brittany is fully wearing a costume that is not her prom dress. She brought a costume just for that number. The theatricality of it all, I have to applaud. Oh, I love Dinosaur. There's that moment when she's pretending to ride the Cheerio while she's doing the "Hey, Dinosaur, baby, you're prehistoric." Amazing.
It was really fun. Also, like it's like they're not even like they want you to know their Cheerios. Like maybe they are also going to prom, and it's like, oh, just wear your Cheerios outfit. It's like, oh, they can't have a costume as well. We spent the entire budget on these paper mache heads. I love that. That's awesome.
It's status, baby. It's status.
Oh my God, I love that.
What would you rather have covered, your uniform or your face? My face. I worked hard for this uniform.
Exactly. You know what I love? Neck brace Cheerio in these episodes. She gets some really awesome moments. Yes.
She gets a name.
Oh, she does. She'll always be Neck brace Cheerio to me. She gets some really fun moments in like 2 of these episodes randomly. Mm-hmm. I love that. Good for her.
Big year for Jordan Stearns. I appreciate, and I wish they'd do it more, when Glee gives some life to characters that aren't in the Glee Club. Like this was Lauren Zicey's before she became a Glee Clubber.
Yes.
But I love Neck Brace Cheerio. I love Stoner Brett. I like to have other people on the prom committee that we have heard of before. Rick the Stick Nelson. Missy Gunderson, you never hear of before or since, but her intro shot is so memorable that I'll give her a pass.
I don't remember much from our episodes on these episodes, but I feel like we loved Missy Gunderson.
We chat about Missy Gunderson a lot. One, because the intro shot of her giggling while people throw stuff at her is hysterical.
I also know that girl. I know her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And 2, you know, a town as small as Lima, she is Principal Figgins' niece. She has to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because his sister is Abigail Figgins Gunderson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So maybe
shout out
it's
to
like...
Missy Gunderson.
Maybe it's like Abigail's niece and not Figgins' niece, because maybe it's like Abigail's husband's brother's kid. But I like to believe that it's Abigail's daughter and she just looks nothing like her mom.
I just like a girl who's giggling while all the boys are throwing shit at her. Like, I know that girl, and she's the most popular girl, and she's also like so nice.
Mm-hmm. And she's winning Prom Queen.
Oh, and she's winning Prom Queen. And that's the thing, is this horrible prank that really like put a student in like a gross situation also took Missy's prom royalty away.
I hate to tell you, but Missy did not get robbed. She's Promasaurus. And that is one Quinn Fabray, who willingly gave up Prom Queen.
No, I really got confused. Whoa, she didn't get any votes. See, and
she might have gotten some, but
well,
Quinn
I mean,
won.
she didn't. She wasn't even second. She wasn't even second place. It was Santana.
You are correct,
and that's why. Obviously, Santana and Quinn are like specific instances in the Glee Club, so they're not necessarily like not cool because they do so many things. They're like a part of multiple crews. Like obvious, it's Quinn fucking Fabre and Santana fucking Lopez. Like they're like popular, but it's also like, you're telling me I don't know. I guess it doesn't make sense. I've like talked myself into this corner, but.
So I had a bit of a light bulb moment with this.
Okay.
Which is, we talked a lot when we first covered these episodes about you want us to believe that the Glee Club is social suicide, and yet 3 of the nominees
all these girls
in Prom Queen
are winning Prom Queen, yeah.
Exactly. However, Quinn says to Santana and Promasaurus, she says, you and I have really had the dream high school careers. My speech impediment came back for a second there. Did you hear it? Doing whatever we want, whoever we want. And watching that, I thought, in what reality? No, you haven't. Like, maybe your freshman year, but then you got teen pregnant. And then, like, all this stuff happened with the Glee Club. And then you became a skank. But then I thought, in the same way that we are seeing Marley ask Jake to Sadie Hawkins through her perspective, where they're all in matching dresses and there's background music. Right. Maybe we're just seeing McKinley High through the vantage point of the Glee Club. And there were certainly kids that were in my choir that were massively popular. And they went to these huge parties and they rubbed elbows with like everyone in the high school, and they just happened to also be in choir with us. And I thought maybe we're actually only getting a peek into like 30% of Quinn and Santana's lives. And they actually have a very healthy social life outside of this club.
You know, when you say that, that actually does make a ton of sense, because I did plays with especially like some of the like the student body officers. They would do like one play a year, and they were also the most popular people in school, like top dogs, very cool. And like they also were just multifaceted people.
Yeah.
You're right. That makes sense to me. We're only seeing like their one club a week.
We're seeing the show through the eyes of Will and Rachel. And Will and Rachel's whole identity is Glee Club. It's what their life revolves around.
Oh my God.
But that doesn't mean that's the reality for everyone else in this club. Yeah, and they're going to Glee Club, what, like twice a week?
Yeah. That makes
so
sense.
Maybe
we should really rewatch this show. And honestly, sitting down to, I don't know that we, I don't know, you know, I don't know.
we're still going to watch some of it.
Show. Yes, but sitting down to watch these episodes, I'm like, wow, I really think I was like focusing on like weird parts of the episode. Like even, I remember like the Quinn and Finn stuff in Promasaurus, where, you know, he sees that she, you know, is starting to regain some mobility and like really gets on her case and like bullies the shit out of her. And I just kind of, I was watching it and I was like, oh, this is like a fuller thing than I thought initially. Yes, like
I
watching
so agree.
Quinn like use, like especially that girl comes up to her and she's like, yeah, your perfect, beautiful working legs and my atrophying body, like using that like as a ploy to get socially ahead. Like I kind of like missed that last time. And not that I think that like in any way justifies how Finn treats Quinn, but it also is just like a fuller situation than I initially saw in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I keep having those moments.
No, I had the exact same experience. And it is like, this is Quinn, who Finn dated back in the day, and she fully cheated on him and tried to trick him into raising the baby.
Yeah.
And then, like, when they dated again in season 2, she was pretty controlling of his emotions and, like, what he could and couldn't do. And now he has agreed to go to prom with her because she has played the sympathy card and said, like, I'm in a wheelchair. I can't walk. Please, this is really important to me. He's hurt his fiance's feelings. He knows this is going to hurt Rachel, but he's trying to be a good friend to Quinn because he feels so bad for her. Yeah. And then what he sees is he walks into the bathroom and she fully is standing. Once again, I think he takes it too far. He fully tries to push her out of the chair. It's gross. But like in the bathroom, when he hounds her and says like, "Gall, you're so manipulative and you're being so selfish."
And she even says like, "It's a miracle." Like,
yeah, she tries to play it off like, who knows?
She's like, "These are my first steps."
From Finn's experiences with Quinn, that's not unearned. Every experience he's had with her is her manipulating him to get something. And now it seems to him that she has faked her injury so she can win Prom Queen.
And I just wasn't seeing the entire situation like that last time. I really was like, he doesn't get mobility aids. Like, when it's like, no, this is a deeper situation than I'm seeing. And also, just even with space from the show, I just remember so many moments from us covering this show where, especially like, I would just like get really pissed about immoral things that would happen when it's like, this is fully fiction. Like, it's not real.
They're playing pretend.
Like, they're fine. Like,
at the end of the day, Quinn Fabray does not exist.
Which is hard for me to wrap my fucking head around, and that's actually real. And that's actually real. It is fake. It is not real. And so yeah, there are so many moments, especially in rewatching the episodes that we have, where I'm like, oh, I really hounded on one aspect of this fake fucking thing. Like a story I'm being told. Like, what the fuck?
You should have heard Alex and I. So the month that you took off Patreon, the patrons wanted Alex and I to talk about a Glee episode. So they're like, okay. So we watched Rocky Horror, and the embarrassment where both of us, infamous Rocky Horror Glee show haters, watched the episode again years later, and we're like, okay, so actually this episode kind of already makes all the points that we had against it. Literally the whole episode, we were like, you can't ask high schoolers to do this. This is so immoral. Will can't be doing this for his students. He's only doing this for his own selfish gain. There's literally a scene in the episode where Sue is like, you can't ask high schoolers to do this, and you're only doing this for your own selfish gain. And Will's like, yeah, you're right.
See? I just remember moments where we really got so pissed about this show. And I'm like, absolutely take a breath.
You guys, it was in the middle, I don't know if you remember, of a global pandemic.
Oh, we were fucked up.
It was insane. We were so depressed. A lot was happening.
That's true. That's really true.
A lot was happening. Oh my gosh. Our lives were in turmoil.
No regrets, but I couldn't go back and listen. Let's rank the songs, shall we?
Okay. So
next.
This is the dance number. Your favorite is No Scrubs. My favorite is Dinosaur. I think.
Yeah.
Would you say Sgt. Pepper's is your worst? There's also Friday.
I would probably say Friday is my worst, but I actually don't hate Friday even a little bit. I actually enjoy it.
I feel similarly. I think it's my worst because it is kind of eye roll, but I'm also not going to deny that in this exact same year, I went to a dance and Friday played and we all lost our minds.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually, even like when that song came out, I was still like, cutting a rug. I think that song has like some charm.
A big props to the Glee version of Friday because they keep the oft forgotten rap break, which got cut from like the sitting in the front seat, in the back seat, fast lanes, switching lanes, which got cut from the like streaming release of the song, and I think isn't maybe not even on the YouTube version anymore. It's been pretty lost to time. You have to like find other.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that at all.
I might be making that up, but I do know that the streaming version of the song did not have the rap break.
I take everything you say to me as truth, so.
And you shouldn't, and you should not. You should look it up and verify it. That's just a good rule of thumb for the world. Yeah. But I appreciate that they keep that in. So, the next tentpole number is the slow dance song. In Prom Queen, it is Jar of Hearts. In Teen in the Sky, there isn't one. Oh well. In Sadie Hawkins, it is Only Have Eyes for You. In Promasaurus, Lo Funky. because it's not really a slow dance song, but it fits the bill for what this song does in the plot. Love You Like a Love Song.
Oh,
which is
right.
That's the song where we meet all the couples together and we see the couples interacting. That is Love You Like a Love Song. So that kind of fulfills that purpose. What's your fave of these?
Honestly, with Love You Like a Love Song in there, that does change things a little for me, but I don't think enough for me to not like Only Have Eyes. It's so, and listen, I think Jar of Hearts from like a narrative standpoint
is
like
unbeatable.
Like from I want to dance to this song at prom. I think if that song came on it, I would just romanticize the shit out of that. I want to dance to that song. I love that. So probably that one for me. What do you think?
Heck yeah. I think probably I love Love You Like a Love Song, and it really, I know for a fact that we danced to this at my prom, and so it makes me a little like, ooh.
Yeah.
But as far as a dance with your date, it's a weird one. So I think Only Have Eyes for You, probably.
Yeah, totally.
Then there's the kind of like just other song, that fills a different purpose in each episode. So in Prom Queen, it's Not Gonna Teach Your Boyfriend How to Dance. I wonder which one's gonna win. And then
I don't know.
For Promasaurus, it's What Makes You Beautiful, I believe, is the other one.
Oh yeah.
And then Sadie Hawkins doesn't get one. And Tina the Sky. Oh no, Sadie Hawkins is Locked Out of Heaven. Pardon me. Sadie Hawkins is Locked Out of Heaven. Lest we forget.
Don't you forget
Tina
about her.
and the Sky doesn't get one.
Yes. Okay. So you already know what I'm going to pick.
Yeah.
I would say my second favorite song out of literally any of these songs at all is Locked Out of Heaven.
It's incredible.
So I have to mention it. But
yeah.
I literally, I'm not going to podcast your episode
school
you're
dance.
Going to talk about Glee. I'm not going to school dance your podcast.
No.
See, I told you I literally couldn't do it. Like, my brain doesn't work like that.
I'm not going to podcast your school dance how to talk about Glee with you.
I can't do a Mad Lib. I can't remember a Mad Lib. I'm not going to podcast your school dance. You're going to teach your dad.
That's it.
Yeah. Talk about Glee with you. That's what it was. I have thought in my life, I don't know that I'll ever get. I mean, I still do get all of our ratings on Apple Podcasts tattooed on me. I still do.
Yeah,
I know I haven't said it, but I still do, of course. But in terms of like a Glee tattoo, I don't know that I'll ever get one, but when I think about it, it comes back to this song and I'm like, maybe that. Like, that's how much this song's mean to me.
It's none of YB.
Oh, wait, I kind of love that. I love that. No, I was thinking like, even like, I just think it would be so stupid to get like tiny, beautiful, long script of I'm not going to teach your boyfriend how to dance with you. I think that's hilarious. But also, it's none of YB, your business. Or even just like a Y and a B. That's so dumb. I love that.
That YB is very good. And
YB
then
is good.
They'll also
Good
think
idea.
you're a big Coraline head. Woo!
Coraline head.
YB.
YB.
Yborn.
Yes. Yborn. Why were you born?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's why. I love that. That's good.
No, it's spelled
I'll think
differently.
about it.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, as a viewer, not going to teach your boyfriend how to dance with you. Of course, it's amazing. Yeah. It's just like the storytelling happening in that song paired with the song. If I'm like going to the dance, looking to dance, also not going to teach your boyfriend how to dance with you.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking to be entertained by what's happening on the stage,
yes. Oh my God.
Locked Out of Heaven.
Hello.
Like
if I saw a group of women, like
I'm not dancing, I'm locking eyes with them.
Like staffs slam their mic stands on the stage, I'd shit myself on the spot. And that's the second time I've said that because I mean it. Like I would like lose all control of my body.
Yeah. And I believe you. You. All right. And then the final number, which is not in Sadie Hawkins because Sadie Hawkins, there's no royalty crowned. But the final number is the Prom Queen number, which we got Dancing Queen, we got Take My Breath Away, we got Hey Jude.
I think Dancing Queen for sure. Also, have you noticed in so many of these episodes, specifically 2 of them, Promasaurus and Prom Queen, like the other people who were nominated for Prom Queen sing immediately after? Like how on earth was that supposed to work, Will Schuester? Who wrote that shit down? Who came up with the set list? Like how was Quinn supposed to be crowned? Did we talk? Have we talked about this before? I'm sure we have.
We talked about this in the episodes we did.
Drives me nuts.
And it's because they all had stand-ins.
Oh, did we say that?
That's what I don't know if that's what we said, but that's what I'm deciding.
Yeah,
they had like swings who were covering every song.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. In Prom Queen, it was like a Santana
this
one
track and this track. Yeah.
Then Quinn was going to go into Dancing Queen, and then like Rachel was because Rachel wasn't going to be there. So I guess like Mercedes was the swing for Take My Breath Away, and she was going to cover whichever one of them won.
Yeah, but then I love that. That makes sense. I dig that. I do think Dancing Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Narratively, it is really beautiful. And also, anytime that song, especially when I was 17 years old, that song was all up in my business. Like, I just loved the shit of that song. Anytime it came on, I was like, I love that. So that one for me.
It's a great impression of you at 17.
For real, I couldn't stop.
Okay. I think that Dancing Queen is like the best Klaine moment in the entire series.
Yeah.
That, first of all,
it makes me emotional.
The Kurt plot in Prom Queen is so incredible. Yeah. It is so tragic. The way that he is riding so high the whole episode is just like overjoyed with the way his life is going. Yeah. The dramatic irony of it all is so depressing. And then to have this moment where he gets struck down and he turns it into a personal moment of triumph, comes and accepts the crown, does a little gay Kate Middleton shout out. This one's for the gays in the house. Eat your heart out,
Kate Middleton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then gets fully like the parallels of him and Karofsky, where Kurt is in danger being bullied, but is being empowered, like using it to be empowered.
Yeah.
But Karofsky is now seeing like it's not safe here. I can't do this, and abandons Kurt. And then that moment of Kurt alone on the dance floor trying to be brave, and then Blaine walks up and says, "Can I have this dance?" That's the best Klaine moment in the entire series. Seriously. It's so beautiful. Such a heroic Blaine moment, such a heroic Kurt moment. I love it so much. That being said, working on cruise ships as tainted
I bet
song
you're
Dancing
sick
Queen.
of that song. Oh my God.
I hear it.
Do you hear it like 3 times a week?
All the time. It is the most done song in karaoke. I'm
sure.
Over it. I'm over it.
It doesn't make you go,
No, I don't go like a 17-year-old Lena. So this is, once again, as a viewer, the best scene, not just like the best of these Prom Queen numbers, it's the best scene, in my opinion, of all 4 episodes. It's amazing. But Take My Breath Away. I love that cover. Yeah. And it's weird because I hate what's happening in that song. I hate that it's Rachel like, wait, but why did I win? And Finn's like, it's because you're so sexy.
Because you're so sexy.
Everyone at McKinley High can see that you're so
sexy. And I gagged. I was like,
like, I hate that. But maybe it's just
I don't think
Queenie
I said
Girls
the
finally
word
get a song.
sex until I turned like 22. Or sexy.
No, we were calling each other sexy, but as a joke.
Really?
A lot in high school. All the time.
That word to this day is like, I'm like, ah! Like people will call me sexy. I'm like, ew!
See, well, that's the thing. I can't call anyone sexy earnestly.
Oh no! It feels like it's such a weird, I don't know why my brain is going to this, but motorboating is like there's no way someone is doing that earnestly. You know what I mean? Like, anytime that has ever happened, I'm sure it's a joke. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Yeah, like it feels similarly to calling someone sexy, where it's like, shut, you're fucking around. Where it's like, if you get motorboated, you're laughing about it. You're not actually like it's not a like sexual thing.
Silly.
It's not earnest.
No one.
Yeah.
No one is like, this is the most passionate lovemaking of all time. I'm about to motorboat your boobs.
It's crazy. I feel like I don't know if it's. But that's right where my mind jumps. You know what I mean? No, I just mean it's like if that's happening, it's not being done seriously.
It's like you're saying it. Yeah, to be like a little silly, because that's how we always said it growing up. We would call each other sexy or call ourselves sexy ironically.
Yeah.
And so to hear Finn earnestly call his girlfriend sexy in front of God, McKinley High, and everyone is a lot.
Please, now.
Is a lot.
Yeah.
So I hate that, but I like the cover. And I think it's just because, it's like, is it the only Santana Quinn duet we ever get?
Oh.
Because I like that. And they sound really good. Like they also do a really fun... Quinn's on melody, and Santana's on harmony, and they swap, and that's really fun.
Oh, I love that. I used to do that with like my friends at church to get even an ounce of the like fun they were having.
What I do is I'd be like, first verse tenor line, second verse alto line, third verse soprano line. I can't read bass, I don't know why, and also the bass was always out of my range, so bass got axed.
I love that. I would start alto line to show that I could, and then show soprano line to show the fuck off, and show off my.
Your high C's.
I literally can't even think of a hymn right now. Anyway, but I would switch. Yeah. So I'd start alto, go soprano, then alto, and then go soprano.
Heck yeah, good for you, babe. Good for you.
Anyway.
Oh. Those are the songs, but while we're talking about it, I just have to say that Rachel winning Prom Queen, I know we talked about this extensively literally 2 years ago. 2.5 at this point. We did not talk about it extensively enough. It's so dumb. One, it's mean.
I know.
I don't view this as a kind thing. It's a mean thing that they did.
I know. And like, I like Finn calling Rachel sexy aside, like jumping into this episode, I had to like reorient myself. I was like, okay, this just happened. She's feeling some type of way. And then Finn's telling her like, but then Finn telling her like, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you look like Linda Evangelista, but like you are more.
Did you send those tights yourself?
But there's so much. Like, you have worth beyond you, like, bombing your audition at NIADA. Like, people care about you. People love you. You deserve good things. Like, that part is really beautiful.
Okay. You're making me think differently about it.
I remain that, and I think we even said this in the episode, if any person talked to each other about this, even for a second, if Rachel asked any questions, it's done. Like... And that is horrifying to me. Like,
you ever seen season 5 New Directions?
Yeah. What happens?
Santana tells Rachel that they rigged Prom Queen.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Seriously, that's devastating. I remember.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's a nice thing on the surface, but a thing that would just, if that happened to me, I think it would haunt me forever. And I'd be like, wow, this one good thing is like literally not even actually a good thing for me. Unless it made Rachel and Quinn kiss.
Yeah.
That
oh my gosh.
is, I think, the thing that I think would save it for me if I was Rachel, is if I got to kiss.
And I think they did.
Oh, well.
Quinn was like,
I know they did.
I really wanted to win Prom Queen. Maybe if we kiss, some of the Prom Queen will rub off on me. And Rachel's like, if we have to.
Like, gosh. I really wanted to win, Rachel.
I do appreciate Queenie Girl. 2 years she's been obsessed with winning prom queen. Yes. It's the ultimate status symbol. It's going to mean that everything that happened to her in high school was worth it. Everything's going to be okay. She realizes she has won prom queen and it's not important.
Yeah.
However, could we not have this same storyline where someone else is counting the votes and she just does win prom queen, and then she like takes a moment to like make Rachel feel special, or like have a special moment with Rachel because she realizes, oh my gosh, like she has that same moment of clarity, but we don't have this stupid Rachel gets lied to into thinking she's popular. And it also annoys me because, I mean, I recognize, I don't know, now I feel kind of two ways about it because you made a good point in favor of it. Because Rachel is someone who is desperate for love and doesn't know how to make any friends. And the only way that she's ever been able to get people to care about her is through her talent.
Yes.
So I was going to say that I feel like Rachel's high school resolution is in nationals when she has the cheerleaders wanting to sign her yearbook because they won nationals. But then it is like, once again, they want to sign her yearbook because she was so talented she won them nationals. So it is nice to have a moment where it's like, no, Rachel, you're being validated for who you are as a person and not for your singing voice.
Yeah.
But did it have to be prom queen?
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely couldn't tell you who my prom queens were. It just like wasn't on my radar at all. Like I was nominated for like one court and like didn't win even a little bit, and it was like the winter dance. It was stupid. Like it wasn't even a real thing. Like I think teachers nominated you. Like it wasn't the student body at all. Anyway, but I like that just was never a thing on my radar, and I don't think would have been a thing that would ever, you know, from like like me in my own Rachel Berry world, it just like wouldn't do what I think it's doing to me in the real world. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think it would cause more harm. It would just cause more harm for me if I was in this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do feel like you've like two ways about it. Like it's a nice like pick yourself up moment, but I don't know.
And it is hard because since this whole show is told through the Glee Club's perspective, yes, in the greater scheme of McKinley High, Santana and Quinn are like living large, having a good time, and Rachel's being picked on. But all we're seeing is the 2 hours a week where Rachel's the star of the show and the teacher gives her everything she wants.
Yeah.
So if we could like build out this world a little more and have some more scenes of just the rest of the school, maybe this would feel more triumphant to me. But with what we're being shown, it feels annoying.
Exactly. Like I think about how season 1 Rachel, you see her like wearing a stupid pantsuit. Like she, you know, like,
well, and she's like actively bullied by kids in the club.
Yes. And she's like in a bunch of clubs and like no one wants her in those clubs. Like there's like more going on here than we're seeing. I don't know.
No, it's hard because season 1, it really works because Rachel doesn't have anyone. Like Kurt is not her friend in season 1. They don't become friends until season 2.
No. Oh my God.
Kurt and Mercedes and her butt heads a lot. She really only has Finn. No one else is friendly with her. It's kind of like Tina is a little bit friendly with her. End of list.
Yeah.
And then as the show goes on, she gets friendlier with everyone, which is what you want to happen. And is,
of course.
She's becoming less abrasive and is making friends. But if you want these moments of like, oh, poor lonely girl to land, we now need to widen the perspective of the show so that we can see that, yes, she has a sense of family in this club, but outside of this family, she still is pretty alone.
Exactly. Totally.
She won prom queen. This doesn't happen with Rachel. She gets crowned immediately. Good for her. 2 separate years, someone got crowned prom queen as a mean prank, ran out of the room crying, and everyone stood in silence. No music for 10 minutes waiting for the person to come back.
Seriously. like, Figgins needs to get a hold on this school. Prom anarchy. Like, and also, I'm sure we said this, but it, is so wild to me that it's the principal reading this off, and he makes the active choice to
still say it.
Like, yes, to put Kurt in that situation specifically. I'm like, this is nuts. Like, if it was me and I saw this like terrible prank going down, I'd be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say this queer kid's name that I know is like gonna be fucked with. Like, maybe I should just cancel Prom Queen, you know?
Yeah. But also Figgins is famously incompetent, so I accept it.
Hey, you know what? That's true. And you know what? That's another thing where I am taking this all too literally. Where it's like, I'm getting on Figgins for his morals and not protecting these kids enough, when it's like, this is a TV show. Like let's absolutely
these kids
chillax.
are all pretend, and they famously live in a small, closed-minded town, so it's not surprising that their principal doesn't handle these situations well.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. I really need to chill.
Okay. Here's another question. We talked about which prom had the best set list that you want to throw it back to, and we both said Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah.
However, which prom had the best vibe? And I mean, which dance? And that could be set list, but my answer does change.
Oh, tell me.
You talked mad smack about it. I think a dinosaur school dance is fun, and I would eat it up. I love a theme.
And you know what? I'm glad.
And my complaint about these other dances is they don't have a clear theme. Sadie Hawkins is winter. It's snowball. Love it. Yeah. Clearest theme is dinosaur prom. And it's a stupid theme, and I'm obsessed. It's so dumb. I love it. Season 2, I think, is probably like Starry Night. There's a lot of like big stars. They have twinkle lights everywhere. But why are there balloons?
Yeah.
But why are there balloons?
Why are there balloons?
And the balloons aren't like blues and blacks. The balloons are like multicolored. So that's
they're just like literally Party City balloons that are random.
But I am choosing to believe that it's Starry Night. But what is season 5's theme? The prom from Carrie?
It's also, you can tell it's not in the gym at all. Like, there are like curtains just around like a soundstage, and it's never been more clear. Like, there's not walls here. It is just curtains. It is madness how not the school gym this is.
And did they really sing only Beatles songs at whole prom?
Oh my, please tell me that is just a fantasy sequence.
Yeah, they just sang Sgt. Pepper's and that was it. Please.
That was it. And then, oh my God, I can't even imagine. I think I'm a student at McKinley High. I think I would get excited about a clear theme for prom, and I would probably wear some sort of Laura Dern Disney bound dressed up like Laura Dern Jurassic Park for prom. Like, I'd wear some sort of like red and tan thing. Like, I'd probably get pretty excited about that. I also think like the photo booth looks the most fun. Like, that, like the little like dinosaur like thing they ride.
Yes.
To take the pictures. Like, that is very I would treasure those pictures forever.
I do know that the student body would probably get pissed because everyone, like, prom is such a big deal for everyone. They always got to do kind of a vague theme so that you can wear whatever you want. But we used to have silly homecomings.
You had silly homecomings. I like this.
Superhero homecoming. And that was fun. I went as the Joker. My date went as Catwoman. It was amazing.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Homecoming was always just like prom junior for us. You would just wear like shorter dresses and no like jackets on your like suits or whatever. You would just wear like button-ups. And then we would have Sadie Hawkins that was our Halloween dance. And those would usually have themes. Like, I remember one year it was like movies. Like, so I went as me and my date went as Sam and Susie from Moonrise Kingdom.
I've seen pictures of that.
Mm-hmm. And then other years it was like throwback. So we were all wearing like vintage outfits. And so that was like the dance we would have themes for. We also had Morp. Did you ever a Morp?
Morp was just anti-prom at my school. Morp was, I don't want to go to prom, so I'm going to Morp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Morp became a thing my senior year. Or no, my junior year. And it was like, it's just another girl's choice dance that was like, you'd wear just whatever and you just go cut a rug with your friends. But it was a school sanctioned thing.
Yeah, I think someone like threw a Morp my senior year, but I don't know who went.
I don't know who. Yeah. You didn't go to Morp?
No, I went to prom, baby.
Hey,
I went to
me too.
Win
There
in
was
Rome,
no way
prom
I was
2013.
missing prom. And I've told this story. Even my senior year where like drama had ensued and I didn't have a date, I still fucking found a date on Tinder and made sure I was going. I wasn't missing my freaking senior prom. Jesus. If I could go back though, I wish I just went to more dances by myself. Because it was very much a thing of like, if you don't have a date, you're not going. And like where Mercedes is like, well, I don't have a date, I'm not going. It's like, I wish there was more of a culture when I was going to school of just like going with your friends, you know?
Yeah.
Because it just like wasn't a thing, at least in my mind.
It wasn't at my school. It very much was like, if you're going to the school dance, have a date or it's weird.
Yeah. And like
100%.
I don't even think tickets were sold. No, they certainly were.
They were sold. You could buy singles, but it was cheaper to buy as a couple.
Were. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of dates, I guess I get this, but Tina asking Blaine and then Blaine saying no is always a little weird to me because
I know.
It's Sadie Hawkins dance, dude.
I know. Well, I mean, is it coming from he doesn't want to go to another Sadie Hawkins dance because it's like a sore subject for him?
Tina specifically asks him that, and he says that's not what it is.
And he says no. Yeah.
He says, I have a crush on Sam. And I don't want to go to a dance where everyone's going to be romantic but me. And I understand that. Everyone's going to be having a little romance fantasy, and I just went through a breakup, and that's hard. And then also the guy I have a crush on will be there with his girlfriend, and that's hard. But
I know, yeah.
But then Tina's solution is, well, how about we'll go together and we'll go as best friends? And then he's like, amazing idea. Is that not what he thought the conceit was at the beginning of the episode?
Well, I don't know how to love him.
No, that's true. And I know for Tina,
it was intense.
It was romantic. I know that.
Yeah.
But if he was so willing to accept that idea, I feel like at the beginning he'd just be like, as friends, yeah.
I remember, oh my God, my most embarrassing dance experience was I asked a guy who was not in my friend group who I was just obsessed with. I just really thought he was the cutest ever. And he was nice to me, but you could tell it was very much like a, not a Blaine and Tina situation in the sense of, he is, hasn't come out as queer, but, I was just obsessed with him, and he just really didn't, he was nice to me, but he just you could tell did not like me at all. Yeah. And it was just I think back and I'm like, oh, you poor thing. It was the most tiny I've ever been. Oh, Jesus.
And that's why I like Sadie Hawkins. Is so true of high school. Is just no one's learned how to make or set boundaries yet.
Oh my God,
and so you end up in those situations where you feel bad for both parties because the one person is so helplessly in love with the other, and the other person through no fault of their own is not interested, but also doesn't know how to say that and not sound like an asshole. Yeah.
Oh my God,
so they're just
totally.
Sure.
That's the thing too, is in the moments that I was ever shut down, it was it was never a thank you, but no. It was always you're disgusting thing. Like it was never, you know what I mean? Like it was like teenagers just do not know how to like have tact in that way. So it's either they don't set a boundary or they
be rude,
are awful, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jesus. I'm so glad I'm not a teenager anymore. Jesus Christ.
All right. Should we rank these episodes? Because I have to go eat dinner soon.
What? Dinner? Yeah, let's rank them.
Okay.
Here's my ranking.
What's your ranking?
My ranking is how they came out.
I so agree, but in reverse order from best to worst is how they came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We're saying the same thing.
Yes,
I worded it in a way that was confusing and I made it complicated on accident.
Okay, yes,
we're saying the same thing.
But my ranking is Prom Queen, Promasaurus, Sadie Hawkins, and then Tina in the Sky.
Exactly. And Prom Queen first, Tina in the Sky last.
And I like so much of them. Like, you know, they do take a big drop off after Prom Queen. That episode is king to me. I like these episodes. I like so much of them, but Prom Queen to me is one of my favorite episodes, and it's really a cut above the rest to me.
Okay. That's true. And I'm not going to tell you that that's not true because it is true. It's in a league of its own. But I think that Promasaurus kept prom fresh, and it needs to be acknowledged.
I acknowledge. I had a good time. I remember being a big hater. I did have a good time watching it today.
Yeah, it's like, and this was my big thing when we covered that episode, is I was like, I'm not saying it's as good as Prom Queen at all. It's not.
Yeah.
But like, when you have the challenge of you have to write a prom episode every season and keep it interesting and fresh, you're never going to live up to the first time you did it. But I think Promasaurus does a good job of keeping it fresh and fun and interesting.
I hear you. I just like, each of my prom experiences were different and fresh to me. I just like, in my mind, the wealth of drama at someone's prom, like it can't be that hard to write a dance episode. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think especially like, I like all these episodes. I really don't think, even Teen in the Sky, I don't think it's bad. At least the prom stuff, I don't think it's bad. But there's so much missing from Sadie Hawkins and Teen in the Sky with Diamonds from everyone else. And I just want to see the other drama that's going down. Like,
well, Tina in the Sky, the prom lasts maybe 12 minutes.
They literally nuts.
They do Sgt. Pepper's. Sam has a scene with Penny, which,
oh Lord.
And then
don't even started on Penny.
Immediately cut to Prom Queen being announced. And that episode, the Tina plot is sharing screen time with Rachel booking Fanny and Sam having a crush on the school nurse. The prom is so secondary to everything else that's happening, which sucks. I love it when the prom is the big thing.
Exactly. And at least from my perspective, I know when in high school, I was a huge dance person. It was the talk of the town for weeks before and weeks after.
Oh, yeah.
It was the biggest thing happening in our lives.
Yes.
Like, I also, like, just give me, I just want more. I just wanted more from the dances in the second group.
Where is the plot line about the couple who bought their prom tickets and then one of them now wants to break up, but they're like, we already spent money on the prom tickets, so we're going to break up at the end of prom? Because that happened at mine. It was at homecoming, actually, but that happened at mine.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And it was so tense and awkward.
When we do the Glee boot, each
night.
Prom is going to be different.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Let's see. Where's the dance where someone has a crush on someone else's date and so they just follow them around the entire night and it's so awkward?
That's so close to home.
Yeah. That happened at a few of mine. Yeah. Where's the prom where the girl pregames too hard and she falls out of her
boob falls out.
And her boob falls out and she can't graduate? That poor girl. She was very nice too.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Pre-gaming is rough. And her boob fell out. Where's the prom where the girl has really intense homoerotic feelings for her friend who ends up taking the other person's person one's ex-boyfriend to prom, and then person one goes to person two and is like, you can't do this to me, and person two is like, you're being really intense to me right now, and then person one ends up taking a stranger to prom, and then that stranger ditches them, and then she dances by herself all night.
Did she? I don't. Just a question, because I'm gonna draft this for the Glee boot, and so I'm just like spitballing ideas. Did she find the stranger on Tinder?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I know. I was 18.
Hey, good for you. Good for you.
I know. I was like, when I turned 18, I was like, oh, I'm getting on Tinder. Get me on that app.
I do think part of the problem.
No good came from Tinder for me.
I do think part of the problem with the later Glee prom episodes is they used so many good ideas on Prom Queen. They're like, closeted kid who goes with a beard. Check. Person who goes with someone else to make their ex jealous. Check. Person who is out and is going with their same-sex partner to be brave. Check. Person who wants prom queen more than anything. Check. Person who is with their date who they don't love anymore, but they can't get out of the relationship yet. Check. Like, every single one of those things is happening in that one episode. And so the rest of the show, they're like, oh, well, what do we even have left? Anti-prom, and then what else? Remember how Jesse St. James is in Prom Queen? Like, that alone.
Oh,
that's his grand return
episode,
to Glee.
I'm already enjoying myself. Oh,
he's been gone for 19 episodes.
We didn't even talk about the Adele song, for Christ's sake.
Oh, here's what we talk about the Adele song. So I've started singing at this like fun little piano bar on the ship because I became friends with the pianist, and he frankly doesn't like singing very much. So he's like, just stop it whenever you want. So we just kind of like freestyle, do whatever. He'll just start playing songs. I sing them if I know them. We'll take requests. And one night he was like, let's do you know Adele? And I was like, I know some Adele. And he was like, great. So we started with different Adele songs, and he would just go one into the other. And then we did Rolling in the Deep. And while we were singing, I pulled my mic away and I was like, you do the melody for the chorus. I have a harmony in my head. Foley was like, I'm coming up with this harmony on the spot. I'm a musical genius. We do Rolling in the Deep. I'm singing this gorgeous harmony on the chorus. The song ends. We're both like, that was divine intervention. Like, where did that come from? That sounded so good. We're so linked. That was so impressive. Then someone just happened to videotape it. So I was watching the video back and I was like, this sounds kind of familiar. And then it hit me. I was singing Rachel Berry's harmony from her duet version of Rolling in the Deep from Prom Queen in Glee.
Rolling in the deep.
And it rocks.
Seriously, when Jesse, oh my God, it drives me nuts. It gives me feelings. It's seriously so, when he goes, hey, like she walks away and he acts like he's been stabbed.
Grit in his voice.
Dude, seriously. Jonathan Groff, period. What the fuck?
But
he's a singer.
We have exes with bad blood coming back together happening in Prom Queen. And we have friends turned lovers in Sam Sadie's in Prom Queen.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
I love you, Sam Sadie.
They made that episode too good that they ruined themselves for all future dances.
And that's the thing, too, is I really think you gotta pace yourself. You gotta pace yourself. Too much of a good thing is going to fuck you over later. It always does.
And that's Glee. They
and
did
word
not
to your
pace
mother.
themselves. They used all of their good ideas in the first 3 seasons, and then we're like, oh, no, what do we do now?
It's like, Ryan Murphy, you're not that good of a writer. You cannot, no, he's a really great writer, but you can't, use up all of his ideas like that. Jesus. God,
sure.
Prom Queen.
Prom Queen is...
I dream of her. Do you remember when we recorded I remember recording Prom Queen so It's one that sticks out to me. I remember having such a good time recording that episode.
Weirdly, I have fuzzy memories of Prom Queen. The one that sticks out to me a lot is Promasaurus, because I remember we all dressed up.
Yes,
we had Tiffany on the pod. Mm-hmm. She decorated her desk with dinosaur decorations for it.
She did.
That's the episode where we talked about having a bat bite your anus in the Girl Scout bathroom. Yes. If you remember that.
Oh my God.
The girls' camp bathroom, pardon me.
Girls' camp. Oh. I'll never forget. I also remember that was the day after Red TV came out, brings it back to I Bet You Think About Me, brings it back to I've pissed all over this television show.
Yes.
Yes.
Dang, well, those are the school dance episodes. And one thing's for sure, I'm not going to podcast your school dance how to talk about Glee with you.
Hey, I'm glad you said it because I won't. Oh my God, this was fun. What are we going to talk about next? Oh my gosh.
So go to our Patreon and vote for what we should talk about next. Actually, we're going to announce what we're going to talk about next right here. The poll has not happened, so I'm just going to record it at a future date. So our next theme is
sectionals episodes. So we're going to be talking about season 1's sectionals, season 2's special education, season 3's Hold On to 16, season 4's Thanksgiving, and season 6's We Built This Glee Club. So tune in on October 2nd.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk about that.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited.
But join our Patreon, be a best friend of the podcast, vote on what themes we talk about in the future. And if you have thoughts on the school dance episodes of Glee, send them to recoveringgleek@gmail.com. Tune in next Wednesday when we're hanging out, reading feedback and chillaxing.
If you also want to join our Patreon, we've got bonus episodes. We also give you a little shout out, which I can either do now or record later, whatever you want me to do.
I think record later because I gotta go eat something.
Hi everyone. Here's a shout out for the patrons. Oh my God, how do you record alone? I haven't done this in a minute. I just want to thank all of our patrons. I love you all so much. And here is me saying your freaking names. I love you all. Okay, bye. And then hello to Ready, Set, Go. Thank you to April, Sophie, Eden, Nikki Cowboy Emoji, Brianna, Jasmine, JP. Oh, my cat just ran away. This is so intense. Nothing's even happened. Jasmine, JP, Tanya, Alex and Saul, Catherine, Eliza, Rachel, Prob, Julia, Haley, M, Drew, Christine, Hannah, Kayleen, Blake, Rachel, Allison, Natalie, Gwen, Emily, Megan, Audrey, Alexandra, Kylie, Dustin, Azza, Jaden, Paul, Vicky, Hannah, Gemma, Keely, Jasmine, Sophia, Willie, Danica, Shalane, Diagonal Toast, Mary Kay, Asparagus Squid, 103, Reagan, Pee Pee Poo Poo, Josette, Lowe, Madeline, Alani, Elise, Elleraine, Jeanette, Suzanne, Blanton, Alice, Nadia, Fadia, Nicole, Caitlin, Abby, Kirsten, or is it Christine? Kristen, I think it might be Kristen, Story, Eileen, Mariah, Mallory, Hannah, Rebecca, Jordan, Andrew, Ari, Haley, Marissa, Taylor, Kimberly, Carolyn, Frankie, Margaret, Despina, Liz, Emily, Hahn, Phoebe, Aria, Eva, Haley, Emily, Michelle, Jacqueline, Hannah, Laszlo, Ray, Emma, Sam, Aubrey, Steph, Muppet Baby Cat, Kelsey, Thomas, Chucho, Cyrus, Brittany, Naomi, Kenzie, Ashley, Michael, Katie, Elizabeth, Freddie, Allison is our last patron that I'm saying a thank you to. And those are my patrons. I love you all, my patrons. Mine and Ian's patrons. Wow, this is kind of an intense thing to do this by myself. Wow, that was so fun. Love you all. Here's a kiss for you if you want it.
Happy prom. Enjoy your dinner.
Happy prom.
Love you all.
Pace yourselves. Don't pregame too hard.
Yeah.
Also, you're 17. Maybe don't pregame. Just be there and enjoy the night. I'm going to be so real. The reason that I can go to a crew party and dance alone on the dance floor for an hour is because I learned how to have a good time without the help of alcohol. And all these other people, my friends who are literal professional dancers, won't get out and dance with me, and they will say, I'm not drunk enough for this right now. And I'm like, you literally are the best dancer I know. If anyone can get out on this floor and have a good time, it's you. What's the holdup?
It's you. Let's go. I know. And I also feel that way sometimes, right? I just like, I drink every once in a while. I can have fun, but I hear some people talk about their like reliance on alcohol to like have a good time. And I never thank my Mormon upbringing more than I do then. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so grateful that I waited to drink until I did, you know?
Yeah.
I feel grateful for that. Don't get me started, but.
Okay, I sincerely have to go.
So but I love to chat.
I know I do too.
Love you.
I love you too.
Have a good day.
Talk to you soon.
Next
time we talk in this capacity, I'll be on land. How exciting. Woo!
Woo, how exciting. Here is a last au revoir to Ian being on a cruise. Kiss on your Ian being on a cruise. Not going to teach your podcast how to talk about Glee with you. Forehead. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Recovering Gleek. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at recoveringgleek_podcast. If you liked our podcast, be sure to leave a review. And tell your friends, please.
What do you think was your worst dance?
Oh, the school dance that I went to. Okay. School dance I went to with a girl that we were like friends, but we weren't really close friends. And I knew she had a massive crush on me. I knew she had like, not just like a little bit of a crush on me, to the point that like she talked to her parents about us getting married. And I actually had a recurring stress dream for years that we were getting married. And I think that was a lot of my subconscious trying to tell me that I was gay. Anyways, but
oh no.
Frankly, she was a very nice girl, genuinely, that I basically got peer pressured by my family. And then like some people at school to ask her, because it was like, it would be so nice and blah, 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 blah. And the thing was, it was nice, but then it just ended up being a really awkward night, I think, for both of us.
Yeah.
Because she wanted it to be something way more than it was. And I was aware of that fact and was kind of like doing everything in my power to make it clear that it wasn't going to be that. And all in all, I frankly feel really bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that is
that's really tough. Dance.
Yeah. What about you?
There were like bad moments, and I think every dance I went to, I feel mostly positive about all of them. Like the guy I really, really, really liked, and he didn't like me back. I could tell like that was really awkward, but it wasn't bad at all. But I do think the worst dance I had was my senior prom, when I took this person who like did not want. I mean, he was a stranger to me. He like went to a neighboring school, and I just like couldn't go alone. And this guy that I had taken, he like left immediately, like didn't leave the dance, but like left me like and found other friends to dance with. So I ended up dancing with my friends anyway. And then I remember he drove me and another girl and her date to the after party. And he's like, "Do you think you can find a ride back?" And I was like, "Yep." Yeah. And I was like, so like we had like barely talked, and I already felt like weird and gross. And I just like, my overwhelming feeling that night is I should have just come and done this by myself. It was important to me to go. I had a situation that I really like was feeling some type of way about my friend. And then she ended up taking my ex to prom, and it was weird, and things were already tough, and then that night was just weird, and I was just like, I should have just gone by myself, or just not gone. It just I feel that was bad. It was just not fun.
So let that be a lesson to you listeners. You could just go by yourself if you want.
Yeah, just go by yourself if you don't find a stranger on Tinder.